Today's episode of The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown is brought to you by Jeanette McKenzie, Realtor at Forest Hill Signature, Jewelry Forever at jewelryforever.ca, and Beautified by Romina. Enjoy the show.
Broadcasting live from Glenmore Record Studios in Toronto, this is The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown, your Sunday morning talk show with interesting guests, live musical performances, and the most fun you can fit in your coffee cup. Hosted by Scott Dion Brown and Regina Elena, this is The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown.
This is madness. Madness. This is The Sit Down, episode 300. Yay! Oh, it's playing that. Yay, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 300. Regine, you look very sparkly.
Thank you. I tried.
Looks very nice.
I tried.
Welcome, everybody. Episode 300 of The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown and Regine Elena.
Yeah.
Thomas goes, The Sit Down on a Saturday.
I know, it's weird.
That's how you said it, right, Thomas, when you typed that?
Totes.
And you wrote 300th. Dang, time flies. You're right about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he goes, well, it's Saturday, so the intro got to be changed, Scott. Oh, does it say Sunday? Oh, yeah, it says
does.
The Sunday morning talk show.
Well, let's be real. It only happens once in the blue moon.
It's a special. This is a special episode, Thomas. We went with the Saturday because it's a special episode.
Mm-hmm. And because we really wanted to get our guests on the show, and the only way to do it was have them on a Saturday.
Works. It works.
Yes.
So hi, everybody. Welcome. Episode 300. I'm your host, the one, the only, Scott Dion Brown, joined by the greatest co-host in 300 galaxies, Regine.
Wow.
The one, the only.
Regina Elena. I got really self-conscious saying that because the guys are here.
The ones who solidified that intro
are sitting right across from me, and I'm like, if I do this wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Well, anyways, happy Saturday, everyone.
Happy Saturday Batter Day?
No. Happy Saturday, everyone.
Trying to say a rhyming one, you know.
Doesn't rhyme.
Yeah.
Doesn't work.
Well, it does rhyme, but it doesn't make any sense.
It ain't baseball.
Fatter Day?
I went there too, and I was like, no, that's not it, is it? Catter Day?
Bladder Day?
For those
A
who
time when
partied
you
yesterday.
just increasingly drink a lot of water?
Yeah.
That's what this is.
As you hear his drinking sound.
There we go. Yeah, let's bring in our guests. So yes, our guests today are, they are responsible
for the Saturday episode.
Well, yeah, that, but also for the
Regina Elena. Let's bring them on first. On first.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the sit down. I guess 2/3 of the band Silver Lining.
Mm-hmm.
We have Stephen Cullen and Garson Karrel. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
It's been a minute.
It's good to be here.
Yeah.
It's been too many episodes.
It has
Yeah.
been.
So we were. So Gars hasn't been on for in 2 years.
Correct.
And then the last time Stephen was on was
In 2019 in person.
Whoa.
It's crazy. I didn't realize it was.
We
that
did a
long ago.
2020 COVID episode with them,
Yeah.
but it's not the same. We don't count that. We do.
Yeah, we don't.
Everything that happened during
We do,
COVID,
we
we're just
do.
kind of pushing
Yeah.
under the rug, eh?
We're like, it didn't happen.
That whole period of time is just like deleted.
Yeah.
Well, how are you guys doing?
Great. Yeah. Happy to be back. Celebrating the 300th episode.
300th.
mean,
crazy.
Garson was here for 100. I don't know where you were for 200, but now you're back for 3.
I feel like I really kind of dropped the ball when I just should have been calling you, being like, 200's coming up. Like, are we doing this?
Yeah. That's actually why, like, the reason we brought you back today was to confront you about that. It's an ambush.
Well, it's been, it's been something we've been needing to talk about and just haven't been talking about.
Oh, no.
It's time
Thomas says he's going to skip 400.
Oh, and join for 500. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you
yeah.
skip every other 100.
Oh, Thomas also says, happy Saturday Chatter Day. That does kind of
great.
That's actually
That's the
better.
one.
That's it.
And
Good
here we
job,
are,
Thomas.
sitting down and chatting.
Yeah, that's
you
right. It's
go.
kind of
Thank you,
more fitting.
Thomas. That was good.
Although I will say, Bladder Day will always have a special place in my.
I'm feeling like maybe Thomas needs to be lined up as a guest because he's just got all these cheeky
know.
ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a
would agree.
U.S. viewer.
he is. He is a U.S. viewer.
He
That's
is
true.
the U.S. viewer.
And he was the winner one time of our raffle, so he actually has
a T-shirt,
a T-shirt and a mug. He won.
Wow.
He is our most consistent viewer, too.
Yeah, we should have got him a certificate.
Or a plane ticket.
We'll mail you a certificate, not a flight.
Yeah, yeah. He still got them. He says he still got them.
I hope you're using them.
Yeah, he's wearing it right now, I'm sure, and drinking from it right now.
Unless he's upset because today's laundry day and he was getting it ready for tomorrow's
And he
episode.
didn't know.
Right.
Right, he's washing the mug and the shirt.
Well, to be fair, last week we did tell everyone that we were going on.
Oh,
air
okay,
on time.
okay.
So,
So
he
he
should
had-
be
he had
prepared.
fair warning,
Yeah.
You have no one to blame but yourself, Thomas.
Anywho, welcome
Welcome,
to
gentlemen.
episode
Welcome you both.
300.
I guess we should. So actually, is this what? So Jonathan was unavailable today, but I wanted to ask about, because I was on Instagram the other day and I saw an ad for what looked like a production of
Oz.
The Wizard of Oz, and the Tin Man looked kind of familiar.
I saw him on the bus. I saw him on the subway.
I saw him on a poster in my neighborhood.
He's everywhere.
Yeah. He was in the Ross Petty Panto. The pantomime was regularly done in Toronto.
Yeah.
Changed hands this year. Ross Petty semi-retired from it. Was still consulting on it, but they handed over the Panto tradition to Can Stage, and Jonathan ended up playing the Tin Man. So it was a Panto version of the Wizard of Oz, which we we heard later during the run of it, where people thought it was like the commonly known production of Wizard of Oz, and they showed up and it's all just like pop music and like cover stuff and like just silly gags. And like, I don't remember the Wizard of Oz being that way. And the tickets were not cheap, so people were kind of very surprised about it.
I
But
wanna
for the
watch
most
it.
part, it was hilarious. We had some good pals in the show, and the music was great, and the band was great, and I laughed a lot. The
Fantastic.
Tin Man was ridiculous.
Yeah, he was good. He was good. John's voice was amazing. And so was the lead. I can't remember her name, but damn, she had some amazing songs.
His voice was
Yeah.
amazing and screaming and yelling, because one of the funny things that happened during the development of it was they just forgot to give him a song. So he was singing like backup for other people and stuff, but and with like the formula, it was like new character appears, they sing a song, move on. Like the Tin Man just didn't. They just forgot to give him a song, and
poor
they got into like, I think it was tech, and they were like, "Wait, you don't have a song?" And he's like, "Yeah, well, I thought that was intentional." What the hell?
Oh, poor guy.
Wow. So I didn't realize. So he was actually part of the development of it as well. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, so the way the Panto goes is that for the most part, everyone who's in the cast is also part of developing the script. There's ultimately someone who like sort of makes the final decisions on stuff, but they're encouraged to ad-lib and improv some things during a certain section of the rehearsal process.
How cool.
Is it still running?
No, it's over now. It closed the 5th of January.
So then where is he?
Well, he's probably got...
He's visiting
Just
a
kidding.
friend in Winnipeg who's doing a production of Waitress.
Oh,
fun.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, shout out to Jonathan. Congratulations, and you're in our hearts. Actually, I went to one of the Ross Petty musicals. I remember years ago, and you know who was in it? I think it was Peter Pan, and the guest, because they usually bring in like a special like celebrity guest, or they do that sometimes. It was Mr. Dress Up.
Oh,
Whoa.
fun.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Mr. Dress Up. He was like the...
He came out of the archives for that one.
Yeah.
Well, he was... In fact, I can't remember how long ago it was. Like, I think he might have still been on TV at that time.
How long ago did you watch this?
It was the Ross Petty things have been around a long time,
They
right?
have 25 years.
Yeah. So there you go. But he was, I remember he came out and like, I think people outside of Canada, I don't think they could even understand.
Who Mr. Dressup is.
Yeah, but also like not just who he was, but like the impact I think he had on like everybody just loves Mr. Dressup
Everyone knows
for
who he
generations
is.
because like kids just grew up with him, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
true.
trying to remember the name of his little lamb puppet. It was a little lamb that
Different
he wore?
show. That was a different show.
Lamb
Different show?
Chop.
Yeah, that was Lamb Chops.
Lamb Chops play along.
Play along.
That was a
Yes.
different
And that
show.
was
He's
her name
like,
was
Same guy though?
No,
No.
that was Sherry.
I don't
I
remember.
think her name was Sherry. Sherry.
That
Cheryl.
sounds familiar. Yes.
But it was a different host. It was
Okay.
a, it was
It's a little
lady.
awkward there.
oh no, similar format though. It's like
And
man.
probably on at the same time.
Sorry,
You
guys.
probably watched one like
Yeah,
back
you
to back with
probably
another.
did.
would've
been. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Let's Let's age ourselves.
Yeah, this super iconic guy. So, you know what? Love it. Love all of it. And he
Wrong
always
show.
Yeah. But I will say this though, when we were kids, I don't think I even understood one show wasn't another show. You know what I mean?
Really?
No, but like for as a kid, like it kind of all
It all is like a movie. It all
like
just
you're
plays
just
well.
watching a bunch of stuff, you know?
Well, now that's what it's like. But back then, we had commercials and breaks and.
Yeah, but I even remember like sometimes. Do you ever remember during kids TV? Sometimes there were like in between shows, there'd be just like a little short something, like maybe it's a song or like an animated.
Don't you put it in your mouth,
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
Yep.
though it might look good to eat.
Yeah.
classic. And like
Or the hippopotamus.
yeah, and some of them I never understood if they were. Is it part of the show or is that something else or is it an in between thing?
A message from Concerned Children's Advertisers.
Yeah.
Sounded just like that.
Do you remember the one where there's like a robot jumping around in all these futuristic world? I think it's like a person, and then he's jumping through all these gears and stuff,
I think that was a YTV thing.
and then he like cuts his arm off. Do you remember that?
I don't know if I remember that
So, like,
amount of detail.
He's like flipping. He's like it's like really futuristic, and then he gets hit by a blade. It's like cuts the arm off, and then he's like, I think he might even say his name, but I can't remember.
I don't
He's something
remember
like
any of
I am
that.
da 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 or whatever, but he goes, I'm a robot, and he puts his arm back, and he's like, I'm a robot. I can put my arm back on. You can't, so play safe.
Right.
Do you guys remember that?
A message
No.
from Concerned Children Advertisers.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't remember that.
And actually, you know what's funny? What happened one time after that commercial came out?
You broke your arm?
No. We had bunk beds in my room,
Oh,
and I had this toy robot.
Uh-oh.
And I don't remember
His
why.
arm off?
No, but I do remember very specifically. Like I think I either dropped it or like was just making him like jump off. You know what I mean? So I threw him from my top bunk bed onto the floor, and then I remember his ear popped off. And I remember I brought it to my dad, and I was like, "Dad, can you fix this?" Right? And my dad's like, "Oh, I don't know." And I was like, "Dad, he's a robot. He can put it back on." And it was because of that commercial.
Yep.
False
Yeah.
advertisement.
Yeah, you kind of got it a little backwards there.
Yeah.
He's a robot. The commercial, it was a little bit of a backfire there. Not all robots can put themselves back together.
No.
Yeah.
You know what I saw yesterday? Come From Away.
Oh.
What is
Oh.
that?
Yeah.
Oh, is it a musical?
Musical.
Right. Yeah, it got really highly rated, didn't it?
Yeah.
I
Because
understand why. Yeah.
Ariana Grande, or who's the person doing vocals in it?
What?
Huh?
I thought there was like.
You're thinking of Wicked.
I'm thinking.
Oh, pardon me. Yeah.
Not
you know
I'm
again.
gonna keep confusing things a
This
lot.
is where the whole episode in itself, where
we start talking about something.
Garth conflates details of like pop culture stuff.
I'm done.
Yeah, Ariana Grande's doing this musical about Newfoundland, and there's a Tin Man in it.
Oh, I loved at the end of Star Wars.
had
I
a
think when
puppet.
they took the ring and they threw it in the mountain.
It's okay,
And then George
Garson.
Clooney shows up and he's grumpy and he's making coffee.
Yeah.
Not the Nespresso.
But no, Come From Away is the one about
9/11 in Newfoundland. And how it affected Newfoundland.
yeah. That's what it's about. Yes.
It is what it's
I know. It was just fun. The way you described it.
how
makes it sound-
9/11 affected Newfoundland.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, when you said
Say more. What? How did that? Tell me about the effects of 9/11 in
so,
Newfoundland.
on the day of the infamous 9/11, all planes stopped, right? And a whole bunch of flights that were coming to New York got diverted. And so what ended up happening was like a ton of them got diverted to, is it Gander? Gander, Newfoundland. And so there was a situation where like, I guess hundreds or I don't know how many people, tons of people
Thousands probably.
found themselves basically stranded in this tiny little town. And what ended up happening is like this town kind of
Comes together.
comes together and like and provides everybody, like people were letting them stay in their homes, so they like kind of like open up these to these people, and it's this really touching story about all these people. Like obviously we're all going through the panic and terror of that time, and this small little town just helped all these people from all over the world, giving them a place to live while they were stuck.
Great synopsis, Scott.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's literally what happened.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And was it more than
It's like
a
you were
couple
there.
nights? Did these people did they get grounded
it
in
was-
Gander for a while?
a
Did they
week.
really just kind of step out and take a gander, or
Took a little gander.
Stick a
Someone
gander
had
and
to do it.
gander.
I can't remember. I don't remember. Did they specify in the show how long
I
it was?
think it was like 5 days in the musical at least.
Yeah. It was like, it was something like a long enough time that like if you'd be really uncomfortable if you were said you have to stay on this plane for this long. So
It was good though.
yeah, it was a good show. Yeah.
You seen it?
I've seen it. Yes.
I saw a very early version of it because, fun fact,
Ooh, we love the fun.
where Jonathan and I went to college, that's where the early version was workshopped.
Oh.
So while we were there, we
nice.
got to see an earlier version of it before it went and did the whole Broadway thing.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I think I learned to appreciate. I was telling my husband yesterday when we left, I'm like, if I hadn't gone to Newfoundland this summer and just watched it straight on, I'd been like, oh, okay. But because I was just like, we literally
Yeah.
drove through Gander. I'm like, I've been here. I've seen, like, I know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
So it
it's
made more sense to
easier
me.
to imagine how amazing that was.
Yeah.
And I was able to understand it a little bit better than if I didn't go there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
to imagine a tiny place like that with thousands more people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, especially at that time, it was so scary. Like I remember everyone. It was just scary time. It was
I
a
think
weird
I was in
time.
grade 3, so I didn't really remember what was going on.
Well, I just remember it was like, I don't know. Everyone was just watching CNN all the time, and it was just like.
Thomas
scared-
remembers.
Scared that the world was falling apart.
Thomas says, "Oh,
Thomas
I remember."
Yeah.
I'm sure he does. Let's see. Did we miss anything he said?
We missed a lot of things he said.
Yep. I loved the advertisement short music. This was the blocky one on Nickelodeon Junior. Forgot the name of it. I don't know. It's Raining Tacos. I don't know that one. Do you guys know that one?
No.
No.
But Nickelodeon wasn't
It wasn't very us.
very available
Yeah, that's
to
true.
us.
Yeah, in Canada, if you
We
were
had
growing
Cartoon
up,
Network.
when we were kids, there was a kind of very specific number of things that we were, and actually Canada kind of pioneered the children's television at its time.
Really?
TVO Kids.
Yeah, in fact, actually, one thing you guys should watch if you haven't watched it, I think it's on Amazon Prime, is the Mr. Dress Up documentary.
I've seen
Whoa.
the picture. I just haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, if you watch that, it's like, one, funnily a tearjerker at some places.
Yeah.
Interestingly, but like what I didn't realize is so him and Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers are actually really good friends.
Oh.
And
Are they
were-
neighbors?
Oh. If they're not, won't you be?
Won't you be my neighbor?
I hope they will be. Yeah. But yeah, so they started up
Garson,
together.
did you get it?
Nope.
It's an Ariana Grande lyric.
I think that's an Ariana Grande song.
Actually, you did that earlier today too when we got here. Oh my goodness! I'm sorry. Continue.
That's the theme. That's the theme of the episode.
Yeah.
What's happening?
But yeah, Mr. Dressup, I think he was, when Mr. Rogers was developing his show, Mr. Dressup came up with him. So apparently Mr. Rogers' show started in Canada.
Okay.
It was on like, I guess probably in the early days, because CBC, I think, I might be getting it wrong exactly, but it was a Canadian network that was trying to start developing children's programming. And then Mr. Rogers got his start and kind of developed his character of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood here. Then he got an offer to go back to like Boston or wherever he did it in the US. And Mr. Dressup, who hadn't yet, he had been making like guest appearances and stuff and was like kind of one of the puppeteers and stuff on Mr. Rogers' show, decided that he was going to stay. And then he launched Mr. Dressup here. And Mr. Rogers launched his thing. But apparently Canada was like the first place to have like straight up just like a network for children's television. And so a lot of that stuff like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and other things that came later were kind of pioneered by... So I learned all this from the Mr. Dressup
I
documentary.
was gonna say you know a lot about the
Yeah.
show.
But it was a surprisingly really touching documentary.
Anything there on Lamb Chop?
Did they talk about lamb chop?
I think that was also Canadian, wasn't
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
Sharon, Lois, and Bram. That sounds like
They're
Oh, I
Canadian.
love
Canadian.
Sharon
Yeah,
Lois and
yeah.
Bram. They're
Little-
still touring.
Little skinamarinky dinky dink, if you will.
it? Skinamarink do.
I love you.
He got it. He got it.
I know this one. I think I know this one.
Yeah, it was them, and then there was Fred Penner. There's no Fred Penner.
I know that name,
Yeah.
but I don't know if I know the
Is that
show.
the-
His
Big
show was all.
rainbow guy?
In fact, you know what? I didn't really watch Fred Penner as much, but I remember his show would always come on after Sharon Lois and Bram, and the beginning of it would start with like he's like walking through the woods and he has like a backpack,
I don't recall.
and then at the end he like puts the backpack. He takes the backpack off and he like sticks it inside this hollow log,
Garson's gears are
and then
turning.
then he crawls into the hollow log. And then the episode starts when he comes out the other end of the log, and then he's inside his setting, which is the studio, but it like looks like he's in like a foresty
I don't
place.
know that one.
You don't know Fred Penner? He was like played guitar and like sang.
How old were you when this show came out?
I don't,
25.
small. It was like 3 years ago. 2-3 years ago, I watched it every
I was
morning.
gonna say there's an age gap here, Scott.
And I actually,
might not know it.
I remember I saw him live once too. He was at some event where I guess wherever my parents took us, and he was there. Fred Penner.
Huh.
He was like in the same vein as Sharon Lois and Bram.
I remember like Polka Dot Door.
Oh, yeah.
of course. Yeah.
Bibble.
That was Polka Dot Shorts?
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, same thing.
Yeah, same thing, wasn't it?
Oh,
Love
wait,
Bibble.
I don't know what Bibble is.
What's Bibble?
Bibble was this little, it almost looks like Zumba, but it's covered in like anemone tentacles. Like it's got all these sort of like floppy tentacles on it, and
Yeah.
it just zooms around the floor at, what's that?
The house.
Yeah, the kangaroo house.
Yeah.
Pokeroo.
Pokeroo, thank
Oh,
you.
the
Pokeroo's
kangaroo.
The Pokeroo's house, and it only makes one sound. It doesn't talk. It just goes.
And it's always getting into trouble, and they're always like scolding it. It's like they're like, "Oh, we're looking for this thing," and then Bibble ends up having stolen it, or like Bibble.
It's like
Bibble's always
Cousin
messing-
It.
Troublemaker.
Yeah, kind of. And it's always like seem to remember it like kind of lives under a couch or something. It's coming out from It's like a.
He's
this-
from the big comfy couch, so he like comes
Oh,
under the
That's
couch.
where it's
and
from. Yeah.
Oh, that's what Bibble's from?
No.
No,
Oh,
he's a dustamite. He's a dust bunny.
Yeah.
I'm lost.
Chaotic Dust Bunny.
We just like meshed a bunch of different kid TV shows into one segment.
Ultimate mashup.
Exactly.
Children's
Thank you,
television.
TVO kids.
Exactly.
So Bibble was on Polka Dot Shorts.
Yeah, pretty sure.
I don't think I ever watched Polka Dot Shorts. I watched
Polka Dot. I know Polka Dot Door.
You know what's crazy? So in Polka Dot Door, right? Pokeroo would always come at the end of the episode, and then Pokeroo would leave. Then the other person would always come back and be like, "Oh, I can't believe I missed Pokeroo," and that always happened.
Did
But
they ever meet?
But no, it only occurred to me that like I'm pretty sure Pokeroo was the other host in the suit, and that's why they always missed Pokeroo.
Spoiler alert, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I didn't even think of that.
I seem to remember a day of figuring that out as a kid watching it. Like, wait, that's why they keep missing them. And then there was a more, it was a social reference that came up, and now I'm forgetting what it was. Anyway, we used to call someone Pokeroo because there were two friends who would always like miss each other at parties or whatever. Like, oh, they're not here. I missed them again. Like, I guess they're Pokeroo.
They're the same person.
Oh, missed them.
Yeah,
the
are
next
they the
time.
same person?
It's like when someone's dressed up as Santa for a party and like the one dad is missing and then
Yeah.
he comes back. He's like, "Oh, I miss Santa."
Yeah.
And we never knew. It never occurred to us.
No. But you know what? I just realized if you think about like all the shows that we watched as kids, they all ended at some point, but we never realized that it ended. But then if you think about like what we watch now, if a show were to end, like Friends, when Friends wrapped up, it was a big thing. Like, wasn't it aired in like Times Square or something?
Oh.
That was a big deal. But when we were kids, all these shows ended and we never paid attention to it.
I remember like every now and again, like my Instagram will like throw me clips of like old cartoons and stuff.
Oh, I get that all the time.
And I'll be like, oh, I remember that show. And then I'll check. And like in my head, it was such a big show. But I was like, this aired for one season. And it's just gone. It's a lot of little weird
you know,
cartoons like
Arthur is still on air.
Is
Good.
it really?
Yeah, like they
Whoa.
changed the character, like not change the characters, but change the storyline. But he's still on.
Wow.
I'm trying to remember the name of the rabbit. There's Binky,
Binky Barnes,
Binky Barnes, Arthur.
Francine.
I want to say
Muffy.
the rabbit's name starts with a
I've never really watched Arthur. I can't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've seen a bit of it, but not enough to know any of their names.
It's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
We'll find it by the end of the episode.
Yeah, when we're talking about something completely different.
It'll be like
it
David.
Baxter?
It was David.
Is it Baxter? No, who's
Baxter.
Yeah.
It was.
See?
Yes.
We just had to
It
talk
was
about
in
something
there
else.
somewhere.
Thanks, David. Thanks, David.
Who's David?
The name that I shouted out. That's how it was the catalyst for why
It's
we
not the
remembered.
rabbit on Arthur. We know
I was like,
that.
who's that?
Yeah, there you go. Maria Brown says, happy 300th episode. Come from away. Awesome show.
It is a
Yeah.
great show.
Yeah, it was. It's a good one.
If you haven't seen it, go see it. It's worth it. And if you get the chance, go to Newfoundland. Maybe even
Yes.
before you see it, or maybe
Yeah.
even after.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Garson,
first.
watch it. Ariana Grande won't show up.
I mean, you
I'm
never know.
gonna
You never know.
keep reaching for that. Is that the one with Ariana?
Right? You never know. No, it is a good production.
It is. It's actually it's one of the only modern, like, newish musicals that I've seen that I'm like, yeah, I'd see that again. Like, there's
I left it yesterday being like, I would watch that again, but I want to watch it again just so that I could follow a different character. Because I feel like when you're watching it, because there's so many people on stage, you end up watching like certain people in certain parts. I'm like, I want to see what your reaction was when this happened.
makes sense.
And they have an ugly stick in it. Mm-hmm. And if you don't know what an ugly stick is, just go see it and find
You
out.
should go to Newfoundland.
Yeah, or that.
Solve the mystery.
I hope they don't use it on anyone.
They use it on the floor.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
He's like, do you know what an ugly stick is?
I think I do.
Let's see.
Sure.
Garson's not going to share
An
anything
ugly
anymore.
stick is this like, I mean, this is what it was when I was a kid. If somebody got hit by the ugly stick, different. I'll just leave it right there.
What happened if they got hit by the ugly stick?
His trauma is coming out.
It's sort of it just explained a couple things about why they are the way they are.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
It was more like a thing where you would say, like, you never see somebody get hit by the ugly stick. You just see somebody
Who has been?
You
has
see
been.
the effects of it.
Oh my god. Oh, we're
Yes.
talking about like all these childhood shows and then like his trauma just comes out.
Yeah.
The ugly stick.
The ugly stick strikes again.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Thomas says, I remember the name of a show called Big Blocks Sing Songs. That's not familiar
Oh
to
my
me.
goodness, I know that. And so we have a friend. We have a friend who was. I don't know what the status is, but a voice on that show, and it's Stacey K.
Oh.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of her character, but yeah, that was I think that was made in Canada, but mainly airs in the U.S.
Yeah.
if I'm remembering correctly.
Well,
Look at
that
that,
makes
Thomas.
sense because Thomas is.
He
from the
knows
US.
he knows somebody who was on one of your favorite shows.
He says, "I missed that show. I loved it. If I couldn't watch Nick Jr., Disney, or Cartoon Network."
Nick Jr.
Actually, a lot of TV in general is made in Canada, but a lot of children's TV especially is also made in Canada. I also realized, like, I don't know how much of, like, I don't know if a lot of those TVO shows or things that we watched, I don't know if they aired in the U.S. I have no idea. Like, do Americans know who Pokeroo is? Would they know?
Thomas, do you know who Pokeroo is? Mr. Dress Up.
The Magic School Bus.
Ooh.
Was Magic? Yeah, was
It's
that?
still isn't it on still? But like
Should be.
revised.
It's
Yeah,
it's good enough
maybe.
that it should. I mean, if The Simpsons is still going, then
Yeah,
Magic
yeah.
School Bus deserves a slot.
And that's
Get
a
it.
Nickelodeon production, I think.
Is
right?
it? Oh.
I'm not
Maybe
sure they
Thomas
network.
knows.
Thomas.
Miss Frizzle, Miss Frizzle.
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah.
Frizzle.
Is Miss Frizzle retired yet? Oh, he said I loved Magic School Bus.
Yes.
Oh, there
So
you go.
he has seen it.
And Simpsons, he says. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
They should do a crossover episode.
Oh my god, imagine that.
That would be unhinged.
I
Totally.
think all of our childhood shows mashed into one would be a little we
You ever
just
seen
made
those,
it unhinged.
Those like I feel like it was popular like 10 years ago. People would get like themselves rendered as a Simpsons character.
Yeah.
Can you imagine like the Magic School Bus people, but as Simpsons characters? Like, would we even recognize them?
I love that idea.
They'd all be yellow.
I would.
Yeah.
Buster
Laura,
Baxter.
Yeah, Laura Sloan 92 says it was Buster Baxter in
Buster
Arthur.
Baxter.
Buster Baxter.
We were close.
Yeah.
And
He
then
said Baxter.
Thomas says Magic School Bus got rebranded.
Oh.
Miss Frizzle isn't
Oh,
the driver
drive anymore?
anymore.
Oh.
It's
She got
Curious
fired.
George.
She got fired.
Whoa.
Wait,
It's curious.
is it Curious George or is that just another
It's just
show
another
that
reference.
he's? I was like,
Oh, okay.
I know Curious George.
imagine
Yeah.
driving around with the monkey.
Miss Frizzle got fired, and Curious George
Took over.
It's better than Homer.
I mean, I don't know. Can a monkey drive though, Regine? That's dangerous.
Curious George can do anything.
Exactly.
That is true. He's
Curious
very
George.
curious.
He's very capable, you know.
Very capable. That's true.
It's kind of like Scooby Doo. You just can't really put anything by him.
Yeah.
True that.
Yeah.
I love Scooby Doo. We
Oh.
should dress up as Scooby Doo characters for Halloween.
Do you wanna?
Great idea.
We can do that.
You can be Scooby.
Why am I Scooby?
Thanks.
Couldn't I be the cool guy with the scarf?
No, you're Scooby Doo.
I could wear a blonde wig.
You all can come back on the show.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
As Scooby
hopefully you're all
characters.
available.
And then the people watching have to figure out who's who.
exactly.
Okay. Well, we'll
Can
see.
you be Daphne? How about that?
There you go.
Okay.
Challenge accepted.
She's the smart one, right?
I think so. No, that's Thelma.
Okay.
Wait,
not a
Velma?
kid.
No,
She
not Velma.
sings in
Velma.
Come Away With Me, doesn't she?
Velma.
Yeah. She opens the show.
I'm pretty sure she's from Come Away.
Yep. Love that moment at
Yeah,
the
she's the
end.
main character in Wicked.
Yeah.
She's green, right?
I think it's purple.
Sorry, Garson.
I planned an activity for
It works.
for today.
I think
Oh.
I know why Garson is so sorry. All over the place. Normally, we don't actually talk to him. He's usually mixing drinks for us. But today we're like, no drinks.
It's been a bit of like a repeating role in my life. I just make the drinks and stay quiet.
Yeah. And then once the drinks start to hit, then he starts to talk.
That's right. Yeah.
Once my guests are getting a little tipsy, I'm like, so would you listen to a thing I'll say now?
While you're drinking, busy drinking, so you can't talk.
Yeah. I know you guys were around for the model series of books. Thomas and Friends. Oh yeah, like Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
There was a show too. That was like a stop motion thing, I think.
Yeah.
I think it wasn't even stop motion. I think it
No?
was like
Was it someone just
the
pushing
trains
were-
moved on their own because they were like
electric.
and then when they cut to the people are just standing. No, they
that's
didn't even.
true,
They,
they
didn't
don't
even
move.
They
Yeah.
just stood there and
That's right.
they got them to talk.
That's right.
Yeah.
There was also the bad guy in that has a really nasty name. What do they call him?
Well, was it Sir Topham Hatt?
No, I don't think
He wasn't
that
the
was
bad guy.
No,
Oh, I know. Yeah, Sir Topham Hatt was like the. What was he?
I don't know
Is
what
he
he
like a
was.
conductor?
I think they called him the fat conductor. I think that was the bad guy's name.
Oh my god.
It was brutal.
Jeez.
I don't think you can get away with that now.
No,
but
no. It was a
Saturday.
very English show.
Saturday Fatterday, you know.
Thomas said, Scott, that's not nice.
Well, it was just we were talking about it earlier.
Thomas said he's the conductor. He runs the railway, tells them what to do.
That's who Sir Topham Hatt was.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, he said the bad guys are different all the time or half the time.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Yeah.
They take shifts.
Did you guys? Okay.
Because usually the bad guys die at the end of the episode. Thomas runs them over.
There's a movie that didn't come out too long ago with Brad Pitt in it, and he's like an assassin on a train.
Yes.
And there's a couple different assassins on this train who are trying to get a hold of a really this briefcase that has something important in it.
Yep.
And two of the assassins are working together. They're hired to stop Brad Pitt. And anyways, one of these guys, the way he judges characters is based on Thomas the Tank Engine characters.
Oh.
Do you remember this part of the movie where
I
like
never saw the movie,
No.
but I know the movie
Oh.
we're talking about.
yeah, so like if
Spoiler.
if he's walking up and down the train and say he just sparks up conversation with Steven and he'd be like, "Oh, yeah, Steven's a David." Can just tell he's a David.
Not David again.
And
And David's like the worst guy you can possibly meet on Thomas the Tank Engine. And if you're confused by it, he'll be like, "Oh, no, check this out. Here's all the characters from Thomas. And David right here, always a bad one, always a black sheep."
Whoa.
So all his, like, when he's looking at Regine, he's like, "How do I feel about Regine? Is she a
no.
David? She's not David.
I'm
This
not
is good.
David."
This is good. She's not David. I can trust her."
So like this person over there, that person's a Percy, right? Percy's one of them, right?
Oh, that's right.
That's a Percy over there.
Who's a Thomas? Is a Thomas a good thing?
Thomas is great. You want to be Thomas. Anyways, yeah, he uses Thomas the Tank Engine as his like barometer for characters and for personalities. And if you fit in, if you're a David, oh boy, he's got his eye on you, and you could be the next target.
Thomas has seen it. He said, I've seen it. Yeah, I know who he's talking about.
How interesting.
The personality rainbow is built from Thomas the Tank Engine characters.
Interesting.
I could probably see that because they have the whole gamut. Like every engine on that show has a very specific personality, right? And they're very careful about they're all completely different. So you probably could actually get a pretty accurate, like, yeah, I know what you're talking about when you relate to that. It's pretty smart. I should see that movie. I actually meant to watch that. I forgot about it, but it's
great.
It's good, yeah.
All right, Scott.
Or activity.
Yeah.
Or should we do the ads and then come out with the activity? We're at 34 minutes.
Sure.
Okay. We have a little activity planned in honor of 300 episodes. But first, everybody, today's episode, 300 episodes of The Sit Down, is brought to you by the following fantastic advertisers. They make this show possible. So let's meet them, shall we, for the 300th time.
Especially one of them who's been on
From the very beginning.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Toronto real estate market is growing and changing every day. In these challenging times, you need someone in your corner. Jeanette McKenzie, Realtor at Forest Hill Signature, is committed to looking out for you. She'll go the extra mile to ensure you have all the information you need to make a decision you can feel confident about. Purchasing a home is one of the biggest financial investments you'll make in life. Don't leave it to chance. Call Jeanette McKenzie at Forest Hill Signature. She's my realtor, and she could be yours. Call today at 416-523-0408 or email at JMckenziehomes@gmail.com. Jewelry forever. Conveniently located at CF Markville Shopping Center on 5000 Highway 7 East Markham. They do custom-made jewelry, repairs, custom laser engraving, and they change watch batteries, all done on site. Jerry at Jewelry Forever is a boss. In fact, do you guys know why he's a boss? I'll tell you guys after the ads. Jerry is a boss, and he's also a great artist. Do you have a vision for something amazing you'd like to be made? He is the one to make it. He can make it custom. He can repair things. He can clean your jewelry. He does it all. So reach out to him. And we have a great deal worked out with them as well. If you tell them Scott and Regine sent you, mention the show, you'll get 15% off your purchase. That's right, 15% off. Get a great deal. Jewelry Forever. When you're ready to save forever, think Jewelry Forever. Find out more at jewelryforever.ca. Also follow them on Instagram and TikTok. Because TikTok's still around. Hey, there you go. Beautified by Romina.
Internationally trained hair and makeup artist. She is the official makeup artist of The Sit Down. Not only does she do our hair and makeup when we do photo shoots, but also when we MC live events, perform. Scott does short films, all that fun stuff.
Really anything and everything that you need to be beautified for.
Weddings, engagements, 300 episodes of The Sit Down.
Yep.
She got you covered. Reach out to her on Instagram and Facebook at Beautified by Romina.
And if you'd like to advertise on the show, it's very easy, right, Regine?
It's simple. All you have to do is email us at radioshowad, that's radioshowad@gmail.com.
That's right. We do the show live every week, people. For 300 episodes, we've done it live every week, almost live every time. But we also do the ads live every time. What does that mean? It means you can personalize them week to week. Do you have an event, a sale, something happening at a particular time, a particular place? You let us know. We'll let your potential client base know in real time. It's a great way to build a brand new relationship with a brand new audience. Get in touch. Radio Show ad, radioshowad@gmail.com.
He fell.
Welcome back, everybody. Yeah. Episode 300 of The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown and Regina Lena. Yeah, Jerry at Jewelry Forever. We showed the video last week, I think. 2 weeks ago. So like a lot of these jewelry stores, there have been a lot of robberies and things in malls and stuff around the city.
Yeah.
He was one of those victims.
One of 3 guys came into his store, and he posted it on Instagram, and one guy he has a hammer, and he starts smashing the jewelry case. But the jewelry case won't break.
Oh.
Just won't break. He keeps hitting it. It won't break. Suddenly, out of the shadows,
Oh, gosh.
a figure arises, armed with only a broomstick. Okay? And the 2 guys see him, and they dash.
One gets hit like that.
Yep. And then the second guy, who's still trying to break this indestructible...
Because he's not noticing that the other 2 have run away.
This indestructible jewelry case suddenly starts to feel the wrath of the broomstick brought down upon him by Jerry at Jewelry Forever. And he
it's
flees.
A true story.
And he flees. And Jerry defended his store, and they got away with nothing. They got nothing. They got no things.
Wow.
Because nothing broke.
Yeah,
You got nothing but a bruise from the broomstick.
that's right.
I think
Wow.
he got a bruise more from running into the door.
Oh, as he was escaping.
wow.
In
He
terror?
ran into the wall
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
body checked the glass door.
Yeah.
Insult to injury.
Oh, I'd love to see that. Like
I'll send it
that
to you.
surveillance video.
We'll show you after.
Well, because
Yeah.
he posted it on his Instagram, and it was like the one jeweler who fought
TikTok.
back. Yeah,
And then it went viral, and then the news got to
yeah, he was on the
him.
news. Yeah,
Good.
yep. In fact, do I still have it queued up? I think I.
Check.
Oh, maybe I do. In fact, you guys want to watch it? You wanna
Yes.
see it? Here,
Yeah.
Look at the screen here. Yeah, I think I still
Well,
have
Scott covers the action.
it. Oh, yeah, that's right. So the actual swinging of, I was concerned about like YouTube docking the video for showing violence or whatever. So in the moment of the swinging, it'll be blurred.
It looks really
In
terrible.
fact, actually, and that's what Regine pointed out. Blurring it makes it look worse than it was, but it's kind of
Here,
good.
you can watch it.
check
We'll
this out,
go
check it
for
out.
it.
Thieves trying a smash and grab robbery at a jewelry shop in Markham underestimated who they were up against.
I said, no, it's not going to happen. While I'm here, I'm not going to sit down and watch you, break my showcases and take things.
Exactly.
That's right.
I love
Jerry.
that there's this smooth jazz playing in the background. La 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 la. This dude's just going at it with a hammer.
There was the terror in there. That was the soundtrack to them being pummeled.
Yeah.
They'll remember that music for the rest of their lives.
The trash getting swept away by the broom of justice.
That's right.
Not the broom of justice.
Oh no.
They took off so easily.
As soon as they saw any resistance at all, they were gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why, because like all these other places,
They just let it happen.
yeah, like you see videos of like, this is, the employees are there, the security guards are just filming them, like they don't.
I feel like that's usually if I don't know if you've ever worked a retail job, but when I have, they were just like, if anyone's taking anything, just
Yeah.
let them do it. It'll cover by insurance. Don't get involved.
Yeah.
But-
We talked about it earlier because like I've worked retail and they say that all the time. Like if it happens, just let it happen because you can't really do anything.
Yeah.
But the difference between all the other jewelers that have been affected is they're all franchises. Where Jewelry Forever is like home
Their
or
own,
family
yeah.
business. He
Yeah.
owns all of that.
Yeah. And the owner was there.
Yes. In fact, I saw another happened in maybe Markham, I guess, or Vaughan, I can't remember. But like same situation. It's like a family-owned shop, and like they didn't even have. They talked about it. They interviewed them on the news. It's like they don't have insurance. So if they get robbed, like they're in a lot of trouble.
Whoa.
So what they did was they reinforced their doors, and there's video of like guys trying to get in, and the guy has a sword, and he's like stabbing at the guys through the door. He's just to get them away.
Oh wait, the person in the jewelry store has a sword?
Yes, the jewelry. They're defending their store.
man.
Yeah.
I can see Jerry doing that.
With a broom though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The broomstick is all he needs.
But I don't know if you've noticed, like if you go to a mall or like a plaza or whatever, and there is a jewelry store, they're all emptied. Like they're closed.
Well, even Jewelry Forever has changed it now. So if the doors are just locked. So if you want to go there, you either have to call or like at least he has to buzz you in to get into the store, which is
But anyways,
sad. But anyways, that's
so
what it is.
you have an activity, Scott.
I have an activity. In honor of 300 episodes,
Oh.
I have
Oh no, not this.
some
It's okay.
300, the number 300s themed
So if
trivia.
So if you watch our 5 year, 5 years?
6 year.
6 year.
We had some trivia about the number 6.
Wow, 6 years.
Yes. But this time, and actually, I haven't done this either because you kind of select your answer. So I can participate as well. So maybe we can work as a team and try to pick our best answers. Okay.
It's like that trivia show where everybody tax cab. No.
Cash Cab.
Cash
Cab.
Yes.
Not again.
Tax Cab. That's a different show.
I hope that doesn't exist.
Where you just have to,
Adam
you get in the
Grant.
show and you got to pay them.
You're trying to go somewhere and suddenly you gotta pay your taxes. I'm late for work. Sorry, it's tax time.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a
we
good,
just
that's a
audited you.
good commercial.
Great show though. Great
That's
show.
a good commercial idea for April.
Yeah. All right. Are we ready?
Yes.
Are you guys confident in your knowledge of the number 300?
No.
We're gonna find
I'm
out.
so confident.
All right. Here we go.
We thought we were good with 6. Let's see about 300.
Okay. This one. All right. Here we go. Not counting leap years. What is the 300th day of the Gregorian calendar year?
What the heck is the Gregorian
Whoa,
calendar?
I think
that's
that's
the one
ours.
we use.
We use the Gregorian calendar. Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
So glad you asked. I just would have stayed quiet. I'm like, I don't know.
What was the question?
So
So the 300th day of the year. So we have 4 options: September 27th,
Okay.
August 27th, November 27th, October 27th.
Okay, so there's 365 days a year. So 65 days from January 31st is not January.
It's about 2 months.
December
I think
31st.
it's October. I think it's October, right? 'Cause
October
we're basically
27th.
we got to back up the year by like 2 months and some change, right?
Yeah.
Sounds right.
And it's not a leap year, so it's probably going to be October.
October
October.
something.
Are we feeling good about this?
Yep.
Yeah. Are we right? Are we
Let me see,
right?
what do I have to do? I hit next?
We don't know the answer till the end?
Oh.
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 Wow.
Oh, no.
It's going to tally all your answers at the end and let
I
you
don't
know
like
how you
this.
did.
What a cliffhanger.
guess
I know.
But are they going to tell us if which questions we were right or wrong?
They're
I
just
don't
going to tell us
know. We
whether we're
just had-
dumb or not.
We just have to figure it out as we go.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
All right. Question
Maybe
2.
Thomas can tell us.
Thomas, Google.
Question 2. The film 300 was released in 2007, telling a glorified version of the Battle of Thermopylae. What is the title of the 2014 sequel?
Never watched it.
Is
How am I
it-
supposed to know?
Maybe we'll remember it. I don't think I saw it either. Is it 300 Rise of an Empire, 300 An Empire is Born, 300 Fall of an Empire, 300 The Empire Dies?
Why does it sound like Star Wars?
I think it was Rise.
Yeah, it does really sound
I want to
Star
say
Wars,
the
yeah.
first
I
one,
seem to
yeah.
remember Rise being in the
Rise of
title.
an Empire?
I never watched the second one.
I didn't either.
Totally didn't see that.
All right, Rise of an Empire?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I hate that we don't know the answer.
Yeah, I thought it would tell us right away.
Gosh, Scott.
Yeah, what is this activity?
Gosh.
This sucks. Okay.
Just sending our answers out into the,
Right?
to
Yeah.
the nebula.
Hopefully it tells us at the end. We'll find out. What auto manufacturer has put out a number of different 300 models over the decades, beginning in 1955? Chevrolet, Ford, Chrysler, or Pontiac?
Chrysler.
Chrysler?
Yep.
Chrysler 300.
Yep.
All right. Select.
Wait, you didn't even let Steven say yes or no.
Garce had,
That's
Garce
how
was so,
definitive
Garce
Garce
felt
was so
confident. That's how
confident, but I didn't need to
definitive,
say anything.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Because
It's too late now.
Yeah.
It's not-
Ariana Grande.
That's an option. That's an option. In the year AD 300, there were 2 Roman co-emperors whose reigns ended the crisis of the 3rd century. Maximian was one. Who was the other?
Holy
This is pretty common knowledge. You guys
we
should
have-
know
do we have
this.
Yeah, honestly.
We have 4 options.
okay, go for it.
Constantine, Hadrian, not Adrian, Hadrian,
Yeah.
Okay.
Justinian, Diocletian,
Can
Diocletian.
I call a friend?
You could, but I don't know if they'll know either, right?
I'm going to say Hadrian. I really don't know.
I got a good feeling about Hadrian.
Yeah. We may never find out anyway.
That's right.
Wait. Let's ask a friend. Can you scroll down for a second?
Oh, you're
What
actually
is,
like.
what is this?
I'm gonna text my husband.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh, does he know about much
he's
about the Roman
he's
Empire?
he's a history.
Is he one of those people
junkie.
who is his Roman Empire is the Roman Empire?
Maybe.
Do you know about that thing? Anyway,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
activity.
I've heard of
Yeah,
it.
that thing where it's like, hey, how often do you think about the
Yeah.
Roman Empire? I don't actually think about it that much.
I think about
Like
it when I'm
never.
on the road because roads. So I kind of indirectly.
Oh,
think
yeah,
about
it
it.
makes sense. Yeah.
Anyways,
Those days.
keep going.
Okay,
Pick-
Hadrian.
Sure, he
And I
hasn't
click next,
answered.
I
so
assume. Okay. In 1867, that's the beginning of Canada, right?
Yeah.
1867.
The Confederation.
Okay, let's see if this has anything to do with us. Oh, it doesn't. In 1867, a book was published by George Routledge and Sons, collecting 300 fables ascribed to which ancient Greek fabulist? Oh, and we actually have to type an answer in. It says it's one
Oh
word.
well, we lost.
Fabulist is a word? You can be a fabulist?
Apparently, Fabulist, ancient Greek fabulist.
What is a
Wow.
fabulist though?
I don't know. That sounds great,
good.
though.
Yeah, sounds
It sounds like
fabulous.
Regina Lena.
What
It's
if
a
it's really
one-word
terrible?
answer.
Yes.
Specifically a one-word answer.
Yeah.
Maybe 300.
Like, yeah. His name was 300.
Do we get options?
no,
No, it
there's
just says
no
one word.
option.
And there's like a,
Ancient Greek fabulist?
Hercules.
I was going to say Brothers Grimm, but I think that's...
ancient Greek. I think it's older than that.
Yeah.
The only one I would even think of is like
Oh, he responded. Go back up.
Oh,
Didn't we
what is
already
it?
answer this though?
It's the fourth one.
Diocletian?
Diocletian.
Okay, I think we can change the answers.
Nice.
I don't know.
Good job.
He better be right.
Well, we don't know. We'll never know.
I don't even know what to put here. The only person I'm even thinking of is like Homer, but that's not right.
But it's
Homer.
better than nothing.
Scott, it's on the coin.
What?
Look at your pictures. The answer is on the coin.
Oh, well, I didn't know there were clues in the pictures.
Oh, I didn't know there were pictures.
I guess you guys can see. I'm not looking at the pictures.
Scott.
I'm not looking at the pictures. No. That's cheating.
Okay, fine. Maybe it's in the... He already scrolled.
All right, next one. The Old 300 were a group of American colonists that settled in the Mexican state of Texas between 1824 and 1828. Who received the land grant from the Mexican government to establish this colony? I have
Like
no
a
idea.
name of a person?
I guess so.
Give us the options.
One of them is Stephen
Oh.
Fuller Austin.
Let's do Stephen.
Next one is Samuel Houston. Next one is George Mifflin Dallas and Thomas Saltus Lubbock.
Oh.
Interesting. Dallas, Houston, and Austin are all names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wonder if is that a miss?
A red
Are
herring.
we
they're
going to
trying to-
pick
yeah.
Stephen or Thomas?
Let's pick the one that's not a name of a city in Dallas. What is it,
Texas.
Lubbock?
Yes. Thomas Saltus Lubbock.
Yeah, let's pick that one.
All right, Thomas, we're picking this for you. Okay. Chef de cuisine. Zach, what's up? Scott, how you doing, buddy? Hey, Zach, we're celebrating 300 episodes of The Sit Down, and we're celebrating with a little 300 trivia.
How many questions are here? 300?
300. I don't think so. We'll find out. Okay, here's one. In 5-pin bowling, a perfect game, throwing a strike in every frame is 300 points. True or false?
True.
False.
I don't actually know.
I think it's like 310 or something like that.
Oh.
Oh, let's go with Garson.
Garth sounds, yeah, okay, good. False? False.
He sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
I used to was in a 5-pin bowling league when I was a little kid.
You've probably seen this a couple times.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to go with Garson's answer.
Nice. This is like one of those moments where it's like a memory of the past. Is just like, yes.
I'm reaching for it, and it's like,
Right. His childhood trauma is coming.
yeah, exactly.
Take the ugly stick in the Chevrolet 300 and go to bowling practice.
I do still have a bad memory from pulling my groin one time bowling. Because you know how you go into that long lunge when you
Yeah.
release?
No.
Too long.
I don't know.
Too long. Too long.
Okay.
Wow.
His trauma just came out again.
All right, here we go. The Challenger 300 super mid-size business jet is manufactured by what? Okay, I think we'll know this. Is manufactured by what Canadian aerospace and transportation company? Now,
Bombardier.
yeah,
Air
there's only
Canada?
one, right? No, manufacturing.
Air Canada.
Yes.
I can't see the question. Or the-
Bombardier Aerospace. There's also Boeing, Beech Aircraft, and Bristol. But Bombardier is the only name in town, right? I would think.
I think so. Probably one of the biggest ones.
Yeah, I don't know
in
any
town.
others. The
Air
only other one I would
Canada.
know about is like the Avro Aero, but they're not around, right? Avro Aero. You guys know that one?
Yeah.
Just pick the one you think it is.
Bombardier, right? I would say Bombardier.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's a good bet.
Which of these? Oh, cool. There's another Canadian one. I didn't know this. I don't know if this is a Canadian site or what, but there's another Canadian reference. Okay.
It's got your IP.
Maybe, yeah. They're tracking. Emails are swiping the way. Okay, there we go. Which of these historic Canadian fortresses, originally British and French, celebrated their 300th anniversary first? Okay, so there's either Fort George in Halifax, Nova Scotia, La Citadelle de Quebec, Fort Henry, Kingston, Ontario, or the Fortress of Louisbourg in Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia.
You think Nova Scotia?
Could be Halifax. I mean, it's the
True.
same. Yeah.
I
Same
think
area.
the further east you go, the older it's going to be,
Exactly.
probably.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking.
We also know, though, that, like, I know like Quebec City has been around for like 400 years or something.
Yep.
But it-
Yeah.
Did it get settled first, or?
Yeah.
Which came first, the chicken or the egg?
Ooh.
The Haligonians or the Quebecois?
Yeah.
I don't know. I still want to say it's going to be.
Nova Scotia?
Yeah.
That would
Okay,
be
so
my
out of Nova
bet.
Scotia, we have two options. The Fortress of Louisbourg or Fort George.
George.
I think George.
George?
Yep.
Curious George.
Curious George it is.
Yeah.
And funny, there is a photo here of it, but I'm not going to know which fortress that is. All right. Okay. LIII isn't the answer. So tell me what really is 300 in Roman numerals.
Oh.
Whoa.
Whoa.
In fact, you know what?
I'm not good with
hang on.
numerals.
I think I know this because I watched something the other day.
Okay, we trust you.
It was Beast Games.
And Scott, we trust. Go for it.
Someone at one of the questions in trivia in Beast Games was, what is 100 in Roman numerals?
And what was it?
I believe it was C.
Yeah.
So 300 must be CCC.
Or is it 3CCC?
No, it's either going to be 3 C's or something totally different.
That makes
It's
sense.
a W.
because Centenario, or like in Spanish, there's a bunch of words that use cent to signify 100.
Yes.
What about 300?
I'm thinking
Tres
I'm going
centenarios?
to write 3 C's.
Yeah.
That for me is a good guess
going for it.
because I know 30 is 3 X's. 20 is 2 X's.
Yeah.
So I think I think we'll do that. 3 letters, no. Oh yeah, 3 letters, no spaces. Okay. Okay, submit my answers.
Oh,
God.
We got to the end of it.
we did.
I thought we had 300 questions.
Me too.
Next page. Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll be here till
Wait, what?
7, 8 o'clock tomorrow
No.
morning.
It's a marathon.
I was like, wait, what?
Okay, good. They show us our answers. Here we go.
300 minutes of the show.
So number 1. Okay, and they even have. Ooh, this is nice. So, okay, remember how we were saying, oh, we don't like that they're giving us the answers at the end, but in this one, not only do they give us the answers at the end, they also have a little paragraph
Oh.
explaining the answer.
Talking
which
points.
I find
But
that
do we
even.
need the
fun.
paragraph?
We do. We do.
Okay.
So, question 1 was, not counting leap years, what is the 300th day of the Gregorian calendar year? Our answer was October 27th. It was correct.
Yay! Yay!
Nice.
The Gregorian calendar was adopted in 1582 to correct the Julian calendar. I wasn't familiar with the Julian calendar.
I've heard of it.
Well, apparently it was wrong. It needed to be
Yeah,
corrected.
it needed to be corrected.
We got
Which-
it right. That's all that
Oh,
matters.
which had been used since Julius Caesar introduced it in 46 BC. The Julian calendar was 365.25 days long. Oh. So you had one day that was just like a little longer.
That's weird.
Everyone just slept that day.
Yeah, I guess I was just like, hey, everybody sleep in for the 0.25 Julian day. It was and Pope Gregory, the Gregorian calendar is from Pope Gregory. Look at that. Pope Gregory XIII's adjustment changed the year to 365.2425 days long.
Is that why we have a leap year?
Or more precisely, 365 days, 5 hours, 49 minutes, and 12 seconds. Is that how long ours is? Is that how it works?
Is that why there's a leap year?
Oh, maybe that's why we have leap years, to compensate?
I thought ours was 365 and a half.
What the world?
365.2425.
Okay,
Or
well
more
then that's
precisely,
because leap years
365.
once every 4 years.
Yeah.
So that would balance
for
that
it.
out.
Right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
5 hours. Yeah, the painting entitled October was created by French. Okay, that's not.
Okay, keep going. There's a lot of questions here.
Yeah.
And I guess they can't just make it, because if they were to make a day that was exactly.
Okay, just keep going.
No, but why do they have to do that? Why does it have to be like that?
I don't know.
It's like they minus 0.25 off for like 4 years in a row. And then on the 4th year, they're like, we're going to give you all that time we took off back in the form of one day.
but
Maybe.
Can they do that with work pay too then?
Yes.
Isn't that just
Demand
a
it.
pension plan?
Yeah.
But what couldn't they have just made? Because every day is the same length generally, right?
No.
No, I guess you're right. No.
I'm totally just trying to mess with you.
I'm like, wait, what?
No, because the sun sets at different times, right? Because of the.
But that
Well, the
don't make
day's
a
still-
difference. You
does still
still have
the same.
24 hours in a day.
So then couldn't they have just like made
Time's
a
all
second?
relative, man.
Yeah, but couldn't they have made like a second, just like a little longer, so that 24 hours was exactly a day, so you wouldn't have to. You could do exactly 365. Couldn't they do that?
Good, yeah, I guess.
Like, why couldn't they? Like, if something always going like this, right? I look at how long it takes, and
Are
then
you
you
telling us
divide.
you're running for Pope now? Is that what's going on?
We need a Scottish calendar, a Scottish Dionish Brownish calendar.
Yes.
Yes.
Pope Scottish.
We
Yeah.
didn't do very good, guys.
No, we didn't go. You're skipping ahead.
I did skip ahead. I got bored.
Regina Lane has had enough of this.
I did.
Where to go? Where's our answers? No.
It's there. Did you scroll too far?
No, I think I clicked on an ad by accident.
Oh, Scott, you did that.
Okay, we're good.
I could tell you what we got right and wrong. I saw the answers.
Nice.
We'll get there. Okay. Anyway, so what I was saying? Oh yeah, so you couldn't just make it exactly 365 days? Why not?
Ask them.
I'll ask Gregory.
Yeah.
Give them a call.
Yeah, send him an email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A strongly worded one.
Yeah. Like, hey, get this right.
Fix
Maybe
it.
like it gets out of sync with the sun. Like if we aren't counting that 0.25 over and over and over again, eventually we get sort of.
Is that why we have different?
Yeah, I guess so. It's
Right.
We
something like
change
that.
our times.
Yeah. Anyways, a mystery for another day, I guess.
That's
A leap
its
year
whole
episode,
We
yeah.
could just keep going on this. We could just stick with
When's
it.
the next leap year?
Yep. Next leap year? Oh, I have no idea. I'm terrible with that.
We just had one, so
We did?
Yeah, every 4 years, right?
Yep.
I think I
So
knew that, but I don't know when it was.
2028.
Will be next leap year.
2028.
Yeah, we'll have you guys back on.
Yeah, yeah.
Even
And
if the
we'll
show
solve this
isn't
by
on
then.
anymore, we'll just come back
We'll solve
on.
it. We'll solve it.
We might be done these answers by the time. it's-
Exactly, exactly.
Just in time. Just in time. Oh, chef de cuisine. What's a French omelet look like? Trivia question. Culinary edition. Oh, what's a French omelet look like?
Shaggy and loose.
Wow. Look. A French omelet isn't that just it's just an omelet.
It's shaggy and loose.
Yeah.
That's our final
Right?
answer.
Omelet is a French word.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But isn't there different ways of making it?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's the ones that are like.
But I don't know how I would
pancake,
describe it.
And then
I-
the ones that are rolled.
Souffle omelets have the egg whites whipped really, really to like stiff peaks before the yolks go back in. So it's like fluffy.
Yeah.
So what's the answer we're going to give him?
Shaggy and what did you say?
Shaggy and loose?
Shaggy and loose.
Oh, yeah, shaggy and loose. That's our answer. Tell us.
Oh
tell us.
man.
Tell us if that's
It's going to be on the next menu description. And a delicious shaggy loose omelet.
French omelet.
Sounds very appetizing.
Okay, keep going.
All right, question 2. The film 300 was released in 2007, telling a glorified version of the Battle of Thermopylae. What was the title of the 2014 sequel? Our answer, correct, 300 Rise of an Empire. The 2007 movie 300 was based on the Frank Miller comic serial, the same one, yes. Miller's comic was originally released in 5 parts, blah, 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 blah. Okay, it's not...
Right. Very graphic.
Moving on. Yeah, it was. Kind of a pretty fun movie, I guess, at the time. All right, question 3.
The first 300?
Yeah.
That was a banging movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I never watched it.
Oh, it was very because it was based
don't-
on a graphic novel, so it's very like very
Stylized.
Yeah, that's the right word.
Yeah.
Not my style.
And Gerard Butler's in it.
Did you watch? Yeah, that was a big breakout for him, I think.
I think so too.
Yeah.
He was jacked in that movie.
He was super jacked in that movie.
I guess they all were kind of.
Speaking of Frank Miller, did he also do The Watchmen? Is that a Frank Miller comic?
Oh, I don't know.
That was a comic book?
It was a graphic. I mean, people are probably like hissing and booing because they would call it a graphic novel, and it really is. It's like this thick.
Yeah, Watchmen was a
it's a big one.
I read it. It's good. It's good. And then I did he also do Sin City? Frank Miller, I think, did.
He
Sin
definitely
City.
did Sin City. Yeah,
I don't know if he also did. I don't know about that. The
I can't remember if he's
Watchmen
Watchmen
one.
or not.
But
Moving on to question 3.
what auto manufacturer has put out a number of different 300 models over the decades, beginning in 1955?
Were you correct,
Garson said-
Garson?
Chrysler,
And you were
a hard Chrysler.
100% correct.
Yeah,
Between 55 and 65, Chrysler manufactured their 300 letter series of high-performance luxury cars, 1 letter per year, not counting A and skipping I. So 300B, 300C, 300L, etc.
Interesting.
Yeah. A second model of 300 began production in 1962 that was technically unrelated to 300 letter series mentioned above. It was manufactured as a replacement model for the Chrysler Windsor after its discontinuation in 1961.
Good job, Garson.
The more you know, guys.
you're
Well,
welcome.
you know.
Question 4. In the year AD 300, there were 2 Roman co-emperors whose reigns ended the crisis of the 3rd century. Maximian was one. Who was the other? We were correct thanks to our phone-a-friend, Diocletian.
He did say it was on the coin in the picture.
It was. There it is. It does kind of, you know. Caesar Gaius Aurelius Valerius Diocletianus Augustus had lowly beginnings, but achieved status through his time in the Roman military, where he rose to the position of cavalry commander to the Emperor Carus, the 48th Roman emperor.
Wait, can you say that name again?
Karis.
Gaius Aurelius Valerius Diocletianus Augustus.
Say that 3 times faster.
I could say it millions of times. I'm very good at that. Anyway, this is very long what he says, but He was emperor between AD 284 and 305, appointing his fellow officer Maximian as Augustus of the West in 286, and himself as Augustus of the East. So he brought in his buddy. And they emperor.
Just like we did to get that answer.
See?
Yep.
Yep.
You know what?
Teamwork.
It all comes together. In 1867, a book was published by George Routledge and Sons, collecting 300 fables ascribed to which ancient Greek fabulist? Oh, we're going to know it when I say it.
He got it wrong.
Oh, we got it wrong because I said Homer, and I knew that was wrong. I don't think Homer wrote stories. He wrote like philosophy or something. But the answer, are you ready? You're going to know what it is.
Is it Shakespeare?
Nope.
Who was it?
Aesop.
Oh,
What?
Aesop's
Aesop.
Fables.
Aesop's Fables.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know either, but
I don't
I've
know
heard that
him.
name.
Me too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard Aesop's Fables before. So I guess I didn't know he was an ancient Greek.
Never heard
Guess
of
so.
him.
Yeah. 300 Aesop's Fables is by no means the only such collection of fables that has been published. Even this 1867 publication was republished over the next few years at least 2 more times, with more or fewer accompanying illustrations. In this edition, the fables were translated from the Greek by George Filer Townsend, with 114 illustrations by Harrison Weir. Shout out to you, Harrison Weir.
Yeah, busy illustrator.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Dead
Right.
now.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
100%.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace. The Old 300 were a group of American colonists that settled in the Mexican state of Texas between 1824 and 1828. Who received the land grant from the Mexican government to establish this colony? We guessed the Thomas character because we thought it could be those
Red
other
herring.
red herrings.
Right.
Yeah.
Should have went with the first
But it turns out
choice.
one of those herrings was not red.
Oh, it was just a herring.
It was just a regular herring. The correct answer was Stephen, your name, Fuller Austin.
Who then became a wrestler.
That's right.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. What a guy.
That's the bottom line.
Makes you wonder if he's from Texas, like 316.
Yeah.
You know, is there actually some historic relevance there, or his name is actually Steve Austin as well?
It's definitely relevant.
Because I wouldn't like if one look at Steve Austin 316, I'd be like, you've never read a history book in your life. But it just seems like too much coincidence.
Because he didn't need to read it. He made
He lived it.
But do they spell Steven the same way?
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Sure. Does he spell it the
I'm
same way?
pretty sure he's the V, not the PH.
Because this one is spelled the same way. Yours is
But maybe
Okay.
maybe he changed it when he became a wrestler,
Yeah. never know.
reincarnated.
like a marketing.
That's how he
tech-
disguised himself.
Yeah. Yeah. Stephen F. Austin's father, Moses,
Moses.
was the man who originally made an arrangement with the Spanish government to receive the land grant, but he passed away unexpectedly in 1821 from pneumonia, leaving his son to carry on what he started.
Not pneumonia.
Neat.
Yeah. Is that amazing? Wow. Oh, hey. Okay. In 5-pin bowling, a perfect game, throwing a strike in every frame is 300 points. Was it true or false? Garson thought it was false. We went with him, and he was absolutely right.
Woo!
He wrote, "It is in 10-pin bowling that a perfect game is 300 points."
There's 10 pin bowling? I thought it was 9.
What?
It's 10? Oh, I don't bowl.
Different game. Different game. Each pin is worth 1 point, and you can earn a possible 3 strikes per frame. That is, after you throw a strike, your first ball on a frame, the next 2 balls in the second and or third still counts towards a score in the first frame. This applies to each subsequent frame. 10 frames times 30 points equals 300 points. Okay, so that's for 10 pin. 5-pin bowling has different values for the pins. The head pin is worth 5 points. 2 pins on either side of the head pin are 3 points, and the 2 corner pins are worth 2 points each, for a total of 15 points per frame. Thus, a perfect game in 5-pin bowling is 450 points.
Oh.
You said it was
you were
3 times.
you were definitely right about being false, but the 3 times thing was way off. But hey, you know what?
Close.
We got it right.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
The
made
feeling was right.
Exactly.
was right.
Who cares about the numbers?
Exactly. It was just the true or the false that you needed to get right.
Yeah.
I felt like it was perfect.
It was right enough.
That's right. That's all you need. You know what? What is it? It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning.
It's not horseshoes.
It's not horseshoes.
Don't get points for getting close. Or wait, no. I don't know how that saying goes anymore. I think it might be something Ariana Grande said one time.
I thought you said it was Hercules earlier.
Oh my God, yeah, we were talking about a song where they say, I can change. I can change. And it's a Disney song.
He's like, was it Aladdin? I'm like, I don't think
Not
so.
Aladdin. Does that sound familiar to you as a Disney song? I Can Change?
Isn't it I Can Go the Distance? That's Hercules.
That's for sure
That's
Hercules.
Hercules.
I can go the distance.
I can change.
I can change.
I can change.
There's a John Legend song that goes like
Let's
that.
Google it.
It's Disney.
I can change. Okay, keep going, Scott.
Okay.
While I Google this.
We'll keep going with it. Anybody in the chat, if I can change sounds familiar, like from a Disney song or something like that,
Help
let
us
know.
out.
Yeah. All right. The Challenger 300 super midsize business jet is manufactured by what Canadian aerospace and transportation company? We knew right away, Bombardier, because it's the only name in town in Canada. The Bombardier Challenger 300 was originally given the name Bombardier Continental when the project was unveiled at the 1999 Paris Air Show. It went into service in 2004.
Oh.
There you go. Bam.
I don't see anything I can change, Disney.
Which of these historic Canadian fortresses, originally British and French, celebrated their 300th anniversary first? We guessed Fort George in Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia?
We were wrong, but we weren't wrong about it being in Nova Scotia.
So it wasn't
It was
St.
the other one. It was the Fortress of Louisbourg,
Louisbourg.
Whoa.
Nova Scotia.
Oh,
The Fortress
Louis.
of Louisbourg grew around the settlement of Havre-à-Langlois, which was founded in 1713. It took approximately 20 years for the walls to be built, 1720 to 1740, but they only worked so well. What does that mean?
Were you
Oh.
thinking South Park and not Disney?
I was just thinking that. I'm like, I know what it was. Yeah, it was South Park.
Basically Disney.
Yeah,
Same thing.
it was an
Close.
animation.
There you go.
Yeah,
Okay, continue.
So it was South Park?
Yeah.
From what, the movie?
I don't know. I just,
yeah, bigger, longer, uncut. It's Saddam Hussein. He's having relationship problems with Satan.
Yes.
And he's like singing this joke song about he can change because Satan's about to be like, you can't come up with me to the back to earth and reign supreme because you're so evil and just crazy. And Saddam's like, I can change.
Satan. Yeah, that's right. All right, there we go. We found it.
We got there eventually.
The walls only worked so well. In 1745, Louisbourg was captured by British colonists and used as a bargaining chip in treaty negotiations. Later, to French hands in 1748, fell again to the British in 1758 during the 7 Years' War, at which point the British engineers demolished the fortifications.
Oh.
Whoa.
It's war, It's war. There's more to read, but we'll move on to the next one. LIII isn't the answer. So tell me what really is 300 in Roman numerals. We guessed CCC.
No, we didn't guess. You just put CCC.
And we were right.
Yes.
I was right.
300.
So
got
I is 1, V 5, X 10, L 50,
50.
C 100. Do you guys know what 500 is?
5 C's.
W.
D.
The
D.
heck?
D.
Done.
I never knew that actually.
I had no idea.
Mind
You don't want to know what 1,000
blown.
is?
E.
H.
Actually, wait.
Oh.
Did you know that or
yeah,
did
yeah,
you just
yeah,
guess?
yeah,
I did know that.
Yeah, it's starting
Yeah.
to seem a little relevant now.
Because D would be.
No.
Dessa.
Yeah, is that?
Like a
Although I thought
decimeter
Deci's
is...
10 though.
Decade.
Decade.
Oh, yeah, you got me there, don't you?
Not again.
Darn it.
It's okay.
Yeah, because M makes sense. Because that's why I was going to say before you said M, I was going to be like, you guys can figure it out because we figured C was this first 100.
Yeah.
But yeah, you had it. Boom. The Roman numeral system has morphed somewhat over the centuries, and sometimes there's confusion over the use of some of the letters. For instance, sometimes V or L aren't used. Really? So instead of writing VIII, you would write I. Really?
Yeah.
Come on.
Get it together, Romans.
Come on.
You said I 8 times, Scott.
That's because it's number 8.
Oh.
He was counting.
Just
Nailed
checking.
All right, moving on. Oh,
That's
the
all.
end. Our score, 7 out of 10.
Not
Whoa.
too
Not bad,
shabby. Not shabby at
Which is
all.
basically 700 out of 1,000,
Yeah.
which means we got 300 wrong.
See? Meant to be. Which, you know what? That's a perfect score in my.
That's a
in my
perfect score for this perfect day.
If
Where
that
did
were...
you get that from?
I don't know. Roman numerals.
Let's not fact check
Yeah.
that, but
Yeah.
yes. We
did
got
it.
300 wrong.
We did it, guys.
I would be happy with that result if that were a test in like pretty well in most circumstances.
I agree.
To get
Yeah.
7 out of 10.
Yep.
Yeah.
Me too. I mean, we didn't get to study. It was a pop quiz.
If it were a
Yes.
drug test, then maybe I wouldn't want to get 7 out of 10 on that one.
But maybe
Depends.
7 out of 10 was a pass, you know,
Yeah, you
because it's
never
not a 10.
Yeah.
You're just barely
You're
allowed
almost
in the
there.
country.
Yeah. Just the right amount of.
Yeah. We almost didn't hire you because of that drug test, but you got a 7. So
It wasn't a 6.
Yeah.
It was a 7.
All in all, like, what is 7 out of 10 a B? That's a B, right? A B score.
yeah, 70%. Yeah,
70%.
Yeah, I guess.
yeah, it was.
Yeah, because 50 is a C.
50. No. 60 is C.
I thought 60 to
I think
70
it
was
depends
C,
on who
and
you're
50
asking.
to 60 was
I feel
D.
like
I mean, if you got a 50, you passed. So
Yeah, 50 was a pass, but I don't think it was a.
whatever I passed, we're good.
Some trauma coming up right now.
There's a trauma. There's a trauma.
Did you ever have any 50s in school?
Always.
educational ugly sticks.
Yeah.
I got 151, a 51%.
Wow.
I was really happy about it.
I think it depends. Like, I did get. For me, it was like if I passed, I passed, and that's all I cared about. And then I got to college, and I actually did way better than I did in high school, and I was like, yes.
Interesting. Do you feel like you matured? That's why.
I think I was more interested in what I was learning than when I was sitting in bio class, being like, I don't want to dissect this pig.
Did you? I never did that at my school.
We dissected a pig and a brain.
Whose brain?
Yours. Garson's.
My gosh.
Probably a pig brain.
Yeah, I guess. It
I
would
don't
be.
know. It was stinky.
Ew.
Yeah, formaldehyde. I did a rat one time, and I guess I did too good of a job because then they asked me to do 6 rats for like the younger grade or whatever.
Like a
And-
demo?
Yeah,
Oh,
but when
no.
like because I guess they weren't gonna do the dissection, and I think I said yes.
We did.
I was like, yeah, that sounds like fun. Like whatever, bonus marks. I think they tempted me with bonus marks. That must have been what it was.
I got out of the pig one. I was like,
spent
no.
my lunch hour dissecting 6 more rats.
Wow. So you must have you have the steady hands.
Steady hand. You
of
should have been a
sur-
doctor.
Steady hands
well,
of a
that
surgeon.
that was also my I was relating to you on the learning things I actually wanted to learn because when I was
Yeah.
in high school, I wanted to find my career path as an oral and maxillofacial surgeon. So my marks had to be at a very certain place. But then once I had completed all that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a singer and musician. I don't need any of this.
It's true. I think it's true because like all of my courses in high school, if I didn't enjoy it, if I passed, I was happy.
Yeah.
But then it was like we had a photographer. We had the whole. Our school ended up becoming an art school after I was already there. So we had the photography darkroom. So that I excelled in, but the history part of it, I flunked. I'm like, at least I got some. Like I did well in the photography aspect that I passed the course.
That's nice.
But then we had like, I think we had marketing, media, musical theater. Those courses I did very well in.
And here you are.
Everything else, not so much.
And
Just
the marketing
being a fabulous on the sit down.
A fabulist, if you will.
Yeah. I hope that's not a bad word.
I know. I'm like, I don't know.
I
if I
should
want
probably look that up.
What do you mean bad
It
word?
can be a bad word.
Like
I
just
don't know,
something
'cause
that makes you look unintelligent?
Like if
No,
he was
no,
a famous fabulist.
Yeah, like I'm assuming fabulous is like
Somebody who's
the way
fabulous.
we use it. It's like, oh, it's fun.
a person who composes or relates fables.
Oh.
A liar.
Oh.
Okay.
Especially a person who invents elaborate dishonest
like a fabulist?
stories.
Oh yeah.
Or someone who
okay.
exaggerates
I don't want
stories
that
a lot?
title.
No. We're reworking that word. We're taking that one back.
Yeah,
Taking
because
the
some people would say
fab.
that, like, some people would say, like, oh, that person's telling fables. That means they're
Yeah.
lying.
Yeah.
But I think in that case, they literally mean like a person who like writes fables. Like,
But it
We're
also
gonna have
said
to
a
make an
liar.
etymological correction here. Fabulist.
yes,
You know, let's make
We
that
meant
a word.
fabulous.
You're not a fabulist. You're a fabulist.
fabulous.
Yeah.
Who's just fabulous.
Every
Yeah.
time they come on the show, they always pick on me. It's the Regina Lena. Now I'm a liar.
Hey, that was the birth of a great moment.
I agree.
Regina Lena.
I don't know about picking. I
agree.
think it's more like a celebration of your
Okay.
character.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what we're
That
here to
one.
do with everyone,
We're
right?
celebrating.
We're fabulous.
I think there's
There
an
you
interesting
go.
connection. Did you guys, my mom would always say, like, if she thought I was lying about something, she's saying, are you fibbing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you telling a fib?
It's I bet it's related. I bet if we look up the
I'm sure it is.
what do they call that?
Etymology.
Etymology of the
Yeah.
word. It's probably related.
Do you know
connected.
that game, Sheriffs of something something? Well, I'm terrible at telling stories. So basically, it's a board game. Let me look for it. And the whole purpose is to lie, to get your hang on, let me look for the game. Sheriff of
I'm not familiar with this.
Nottingham.
Oh.
Sheriff of Nottingham. So the whole
Oh.
purpose of the game is to like try to get did I talk about this on the show already?
I don't think so. It doesn't sound familiar to me.
You have to try to get contraband in, and so one person is the sheriff. Are you sure I didn't talk about this on the show? Because I feel like I'm having
Must have been your other show.
some.
It's deja vu.
I
I'm
think
having
you can-
a deja vu moment
Well,
right now.
Unless it was like you happen to tell it on their exact episode. They haven't heard it.
Okay.
And if you've told it when I was here and it's gone. So I have no memory of it.
So the purpose of the game is, so let's say Scott is the sheriff, and so you're trying to sneak in contraband, but you can't tell him that you have the contraband, so you're pretending like, oh, it's like 3 apples, but really it's like 1 apple and then 2 contraband. So the whole purpose of the game is to catch them lying. I am a terrible liar. I'm a terrible fibber. So every time we play, I always tell the truth, and no one catches on that I'm telling the truth, and I always win. Moral of the story: don't be a fibber.
Don't be,
Be
a
honest.
Don't be a
honest.
don't be a old version of the word fabulist.
Yeah,
Huh?
don't be a fabulist.
Don't
Be a
fabulist.
fabulous.
Yeah.
Fibbing fabulist.
Exactly. Don't be a fabulist. Be
You're
a
a fabulous.
fabulist.
Yeah, we like that.
I can't lie. It's a
I mean, that's probably good, right?
I mean, there's certain situations where I think we need to bend the truth in our favor.
yeah.
Like negotiations for rent.
I get my husband to do all that stuff. I'm like, you go. I can't do it.
Yeah. But I think it's probably better to be known for somebody who tells the truth than somebody who's fibbing all the time, right? I would say that's better in general.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Not in that game when you have to lie.
Yeah, not to the Sheriff of Nottingham.
Not to the Sheriff of Nottingham. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that game. I only know
Neither
Sheriff
am I.
of Nottingham as like,
The Robin Hood
the
character.
Robin Hood character.
I'll bring it next time. We have a lot of board games. I'm not a video gamer. I think I'm more of a board gamer.
Yeah.
Board gamer.
I always call it game boarding. I'm like, that's not the right word.
What about puzzles?
I don't like puzzles.
I'm not a huge I
I mean, in
say
the
I've done a lot of
pandemic, I
puzzles in
did
my day.
puzzles, but everyone did puzzles in the pandemic.
Yeah.
I didn't. I didn't do a single puzzle during the pandemic.
What'd you do?
Just had puzzling thoughts.
That's right. Puzzles in my mind. I think I probably played video. Oh no, I played video games.
You gamed a
I
lot.
played a lot of video games. Yeah, that's right.
So anyway, so we are here. If you're just tuning in for our 300th episode, sitting with two-thirds. We're missing a
Silver
third of We Are Silver Lining. Silver Lining.
Well,
Lining.
the Instagram is We Are Silver Lining.
I'm like, is
They
it
are.
We Are Silver Lining or Silver Lining?
Like the band name is Silver Lining.
Lining.
That's correct, yeah.
But in fact, we should probably ask you guys, like, what have you guys been up to?
That's where I was trying to go.
Because I just realized we kind of just started talking about random things.
I guess
So, like,
We're just here celebrating 300
Yeah.
episodes, you know?
we haven't had you on in 300 episodes.
That's
But here
true.
you are now.
so I don't know what's been going on with you guys, band-wise or individually or whatever.
We know what Jonathan's up to.
Yeah, yeah. He's visiting a pal doing a show. Yeah, what's been going on? We've been making some music. We haven't been making a lot of new music together, but we plan to.
Okay, I was gonna say, what happened to the band?
Yeah, no, it's still around.
Well, I think that was that sort of leads nicely into something that Scott and I were talking just a little bit about earlier, and actually Regine as well. How bands go through arcs of productivity, and there's always moments where there's an ebb, and people are doing other things in other places and other chapters of their lives, and the band goes on. It's not that the band's done.
Yep.
We're not done with Silver Lining, but there is moments where people are just working a job that takes them away from the band. And I know from talking to other dudes, other people in other bands, it can be a moment where someone feels so disappointed that it becomes personal.
Wait, are
Yeah.
you trying to tell Steven something right now?
Steven. Been trying to get this out for a while now. No, I was on vacation in October, and I met a guy who's been in a long-time band as well, and he'd had moments during the arcs through their band where people had to go do other projects, and it was it's emotional realizing that, or it can be emotional when one person might be really invested in being productive in that project.
Yep.
And then other people are like, I don't have time for this right now. And that one person can feel hung out to dry, or that suddenly the wind isn't in their sails anymore. And
Do you feel left out to dry?
no, no. But, you know, if I'm being honest, there has been arcs in Silver Lining productivity where we weren't in alignment with how we wanted to move forward with the band. Some of those moments where I was wanting to move forward and people weren't also at that same stage in their life. And I remember just being like confused, like, I don't know why you guys aren't on the same page as me. Like, aren't we doing this? Aren't we gonna be rock stars? Is like, I think the thoughts that are, you know, yakking away in the back of that person's, maybe my person's head. Many people back here. So, so sorry, to get sort of loop back to it, Silver Lining's not releasing any music right now, and we don't have any gigs on our schedule at the moment, but we're not done with Silver Lining.
Silver Lining's never dead.
No.
Yeah. It's a lifestyle. It's not a it's not a contract.
Yeah. And I can definitely relate to that feeling as well. It's just like, even with my, I guess I've in a few different bands where it's like, you know, I think that maybe that's part of, because anytime you're doing something collaborative with multiple people, it's like there's going to be times where there's just like, not even just conflict creatively, but just trying to, like, you know, maybe we made plans for this is what our year is going to look like, you know, and then suddenly, oh, well, by this point we were supposed to have done this or we were planning, you know, and so, you know, that's just.
And then your drummer moves to BC.
I mean, there's that as well. That's true. Yeah. Like, people ask me, like, so when's Symphony 9 playing again? I'm like, I don't know.
Ask Taylor.
Yeah. Gosh, Taylor, why get to move?
Yeah.
It's not Symphony. We said it earlier. It's not Symphony of 9 anymore. It's Symphony of 1.
Yeah. Well, that's
such a sad renaming.
Wow. Yeah.
It is the Scott Dion Brown.
Like when One Direction broke up, they became 5 Directions.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but that's literally why, like, in fact, I've played a few shows with either a couple other, like, one member or two members of the band, but I've decided, like, unless it's all 4 of us, that's not a Symphony of 9 show. For that
Didn't you play with Jonathan too? At one of those?
Yeah. We've done some shows at
the 3 of you.
Yep. Yeah.
You've been replaced.
Yeah, that's right. 2/3. That's right. That was
That's
2/3
right.
of Silver Lining.
Yeah.
But that was the Scott Dion Brown band.
It was.
Yeah.
But that's because the Scott Dion Brown band has become a catch-all. It's basically, if I'm the singer,
It's the Scott Dion
Scott
Brown.
Dion Brown.
There you go. Yeah.
Got it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like the sit down with Scott Dion Brown.
we're rebranding though.
Oh.
We've decided we're going to rebrand and we're going to add Regine's name into the title.
It only
nice.
took 300 episodes.
300 episodes. Oh, and has this been announced before? Is this a 300 episode announcement?
Have I ever said it straight up before on the show?
You say it very sly-like.
I've been starting to introduce the show now as welcome to episode of the Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown and Regina Lena.
He'll be like with the Scott Dion
yeah.
Brown and
Yeah.
Regina Lena.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Yeah. Well, because, I mean, I was a little, I don't want to say resistant, but I was hesitant.
You were resistant.
I was
Oh.
resistant. And the reason I was resistant was not because of, like,
Because it's the Scott Dion Brown band. He is the lead singer. I'm just the backup.
it was less that, because I obviously, like, Regine's been here for as long as the literally exact amount of time that I have been. So, like, it's not anything to do with that.
300 episodes.
Yeah, my resistance to it was that,
It doesn't rhyme.
yes, like when I came up with the initial
yeah.
name, right? The name of the show was The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown. And I picked that because Brown rhymes with down.
Yeah.
So it rolls.
Yeah.
The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown, right? And I thought, because I know they were like, oh, we could just call it The Sit Down. But I'm like, but I think there are other shows called The Sit Down.
Probably,
right?
yeah.
But there's not going to be another show called The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown. And
Yeah.
that, for me, I'm used to saying it as...
Yeah.
And then, like... So,
I'm an afterthought.
yeah. So I was trying to think of like, is it something where we need to... Is there another way to work it out with both our names? But I think
No. What happened was we had a bunch of people on that couch say, "How come Regine's name's not on it?"
I got peer pressured.
It was like a bunch
Guest
of,
pressure.
A bunch
Yeah.
of guests. I think there was like 6 of them on that couch saying,
Yeah.
how come Regine's name's not on it? And it just became like, yeah, Scott.
Right.
However, in my defense, several of those guests understood the situation of like, oh yeah, well, like what would the name be? Like, I mean, we kind of settled on basically just the sit down with Scott Dion Brown and Regina Lena, which works.
I like that.
Yep.
It
I like
works.
that.
Yep.
I think here's a mindset thing for you. So when we're writing lyrics for stuff,
Yeah.
what we'll put in a power position can really indicate what, like, sort of at the end of a series of rhymes can have a big effect on what happened before. If you put something that doesn't rhyme in that spot, it can make it hit even more strongly. So having something that doesn't rhyme can make, instead of just the rhyme that maybe you're like, okay, we don't hear rhymes, we just sort of feel them,
Yes.
suddenly you're hearing it. So maybe it works that it doesn't rhyme.
Yeah, Scott. Maybe it works that it doesn't.
Well, you know, the way I just said it right now, the sit down with Scott Dion Brown and Regina Lena.
Yeah.
That there is a
You gotta sing
melodic
Regina
way to do
Lena.
it.
Yeah, you
the
gotta
sit
sing
down
it.
with Scott Dion Brown and Regina Lena.
There it is.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. So you know what, it works. So we're gonna get some new mugs.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, that's exciting.
That's a 300 announcement I've never heard of.
Yeah.
Well, I just assumed that would be the case, just because. I
I
mean,
thought
we're not
I
gonna.
was-
We're
I
not
Thomas is
thought
gonna
I was
want
just
one.
gonna like
Yeah.
scribble my name and been like,
Oh,
You know what?
Regina
That is a more economical choice. Maybe we'll just write it.
that's
in
what you
there.
do with the legacy mugs.
The current ones,
Yeah.
And they have limited edition, hand signed by Regina Lena.
there you go.
That's a good idea. In fact, that's like, for example, like this. This was the This was the prototype mug. So like these letters here are like literally like vinyl stickers.
Yeah.
And
I'm
then
gonna put a
that's
sticker of
Sharpie.
my name on the
the
back.
with Scott Dion Brown and Sharpie. That was the first mug.
Right.
So these now are going to become prototype mugs for the rebranded.
For the museum.
Yeah.
And the collector's edition.
Yeah.
And on that we'll have Silver Lining Day
Right. Yeah.
because we have a Silver Lining Day where they just have never appeared.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, well, because remember there was a stretch where we were doing it like every Grey Cup Sunday.
You guys
Yes.
were
You guys were
on.
randomly
Yes.
on.
Right.
Yeah,
And then you stopped.
you know.
Yeah.
And then there was a blimp within
A blimp.
a blimp.
There was a blimp.
blip.
A blip. A blip.
Yeah.
You know, Thanos snapped his fingers and they just stopped
Suddenly
coming.
A bunch of years went by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should get you guys back on for Silver Lining Sunday.
We'll just put a book in it. Just put a pin in it right now.
Yeah.
Put a full
book
book
in
in
it. Put it in the books.
Put it in the
put
book
a
and
pin in
put a
your
book
book.
on
Put a
that.
book in your pen.
Whoever's available, show up. If none of you are available, then we have no guests that day.
All right, we'll figure it out.
But
Sit
anyways,
in silence for Silver Lining Day.
there you go. Okay,
Hi,
so
welcome to the show.
we can't do silence on the show.
There's something kind of funny about that.
No, it's awkward.
Should we move to our final segment?
I was gonna say we should finish their conversation about blips
Oh, yeah.
in their band.
So we were talking about that. That which I like that we touched on some emotional stuff. And yeah, I can definitely relate to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
How
it's-
do you get through that though?
Oof. I'm gonna lean into a bit of silence right now.
Yeah. I mean, I would say you need to control the pressure you're applying on yourself by looking at why you're doing it. And I find often with musicians and singers, they look at like their idols and how that's run, but usually they're not in the same place like professionally. So if you have a big record contract, there's certain things you need to do over a certain period of time so that machine can keep running and earning money and putting out more product, right? But for us, we're in a unique position where we've been together for so long and creating together for so long, but we are not relying on it. I mean, it's part of the frustration sometimes too. Like, I wish this was the only thing that we're doing, wish this was the only way we're making money. But the upside of that not being the case is that we don't need to be doing these tight timelines and like a sort of looking at it a fiscal year and how many products are we putting out. So if we relieve ourselves of that pressure, just using a sort of mindset approach, then you can be like, okay, well, I have all, it's a lifestyle, it's not a contract. So I can just keep living the life and trusting that I'm going to come back to it because we've been doing it for so long.
How long have you guys been a band for?
Since 2007, I want to say, it was our first kind of get together, and we did our first show January 3rd of 2008, I want to say.
Wow.
So it's been a while.
18 years.
So that's that's a good chunk of change.
The
I'm
gears are
trying
going.
to do math. Yeah.
The gears are
Yeah.
going. The gears are going.
What? No, can't.
Why is his face so blank? Math.
It's facial silence.
But no, that's a good way to look at it. Yeah, it's kind of it's a lifestyle. It's it's still part of who you guys are, and it, like you said, ebbs and flows, and stuff will come together, and yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful.
So for anybody out there who's in a band and you're like, why isn't it working right now? It doesn't need to work right now.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe it not working is it working.
Maybe that's how it
Exactly.
works.
Yep.
And sometimes you just need a break, though, right? Like if you look at all the bands out there, they do take breaks.
Yeah.
Backstreet Boys took a long break, and now they came back and they're touring and making
Yeah.
There you go.
strides.
And actually, you know what I could say as well, advice-wise to maybe anybody who's in bands watching this, a little younger than we are, is I do think, like if you're in that situation where you're in a band and like you want the band to be doing more things, I think it's you as an individual should still, if you feel the need to create, I feel like you should still create.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Totally support that.
Yeah. Because I even remember, like, for a very long time, like, I was kind of all in, like, Symphony of Nine is my band. This is what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And, like, it wasn't until, like, I don't know, years later when I think, like, I remember Siggy basically approached me, right? And suddenly, like, we were in Siggy for a long time. And I suddenly started to see that. And then I, every now and again, and it would never have occurred to me before to, like, oh, yeah, I'll go play a gig with these guys. But now I've seen, like, I think as a musician, I feel like I got much more well-rounded, enriched, and you still can get a lot of that musical outlet, from just playing it. I'll go do a jam session with somebody, or like, oh, somebody's playing it, they need a guitarist for this, and I think it's actually healthier, and that can take some of that pressure you're putting on, these 2 or 3 other guys who use this is your group type thing, so.
And I feel like you see a lot of that in like our favorite music documentaries as well. One that I was watching recently was the Yacht Rock documentary, and a big trend, especially in that sort of like golden era of whatever type of music you're listening to. There's a lot of cross-pollination, collaboration. People constantly like, oh, I called up so-and-so because we played that one gig together, but they're definitely part of another big band that you've definitely heard the name of, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And what I like hearing from those stories is no one was like putting all their eggs in one basket as far as like getting what they needed as a creator. They're not being like, I need to make things, and that's why I'm doing it. But I'm not relying on this one group of people to get it done, and then frustrating myself if our schedules aren't lining up. I see those especially a lot with like songwriters. They're just finding collaboration anywhere they can and getting it, and it's not a problem. And like you're saying, it's good to get like your output, but you're also getting an input as like, especially as a musician, you're learning something from somebody that you're then collaborating with, even on one-off, or suddenly it turns into a long-term collaboration. But I think it's really healthy for creators, not just musicians or songwriters.
To branch out and like, make sure you scratch that creative itch different ways. And I would say, like, I just got way better. As a guitarist, I know playing a different genre of music, it was so good for my guitar playing, because I was just doing things that I just never really had to do. And to be playing, like, especially we're playing a lot of funk and a lot of like that, a lot of that kind of stuff, which there was a bit of that in my band, but like it was more straight rock. So to be playing a lot more clean and a lot, like, I got a lot better in that couple of years. So it's good for you. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, did you two know each other before Siggy? Or
No.
did Siggy bring you two
We
together?
met through Siggy. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you met the two brothers?
I met them
Gars.
when we all went to one of the
Siggy shows.
yeah.
Well, look at that. And then you came on the sit down, and I met all of y'all.
The
Yeah.
rest is history.
And here we are 300 episodes later.
I
Bam.
know.
There it is.
Crazy.
Should we move to our final segment?
Yeah, I don't think any of them have done.
Oh, maybe not. Wait, not even Garce?
I don't know.
Not thinking of Barrel of Monkeys, are you?
I am. Have you?
Yeah,
Oh, you have done it?
Okay.
I see one over there.
All right.
2 over there.
Yeah. Okay, so then, ladies and gentlemen, introducing
For the
this
300th
week's-
time. No, I'm just
300
kidding.
yeah.
No. It's not the 300th time.
Not 300. No, but it's a 300 episode
Oh,
special
Garson's
edition.
getting ready.
Oh, yeah.
He's stretching.
Introducing this week's edition of the Barrel of Monkeys World Championship.
He's like, I don't know this.
Because I think this is a segment that was introduced
After the
after the last time you were on.
Okay.
Okay, so
has it been? Yeah, I think so.
I guess they'll have to pick one of them to do it, or should they both do it?
I mean, we have time for both of them.
We do have time for both.
Why not?
Okay, so we'll explain the rules. You familiar with this?
Yeah.
Have you ever played it?
I didn't know if there was like a winning thing though. I've just hung them on each other.
So you've played it, but not the sit-down way.
No, definitely
Yeah.
not sit down
Okay.
way.
Well, we're doing it more or less the original way, but there's an added element of, I'll explain
Competition.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. So the way it works, every guest we have on these days does it. It starts like this. The classic game Barrel of Monkeys sits on the table. I'll put 1 minute on the timer. I will say 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, I'll do the demo. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You grab the barrel, pour out the monkeys. Pick up a single monkey.
Yeah.
Monkey.
Use that monkey to pick up a monkey.
Oh.
Use that monkey to pick up another monkey.
Which
Okay.
you are familiar with.
Yeah. Use that monkey to pick up another monkey. And so on and so forth. You're trying to make...
Oh, damn.
They
That's
left off.
Oh.
But you're trying to make a chain as long as possible.
Using
Yeah.
only the last monkey.
Using only the
for
one in your
demo
hand.
purposes. You're not copying what I just did.
Once a minute has gone by, you will have some
There you
monkeys
go.
hanging on there. And a minute has gone by, and I'll say freeze or time.
Yeah.
And then I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 monkeys. The one in your hand does
Doesn't
not count
count,
towards
yeah.
the total. So that would be 4 monkeys. And
The rest is history.
that's about it.
Okay.
Do you have any questions, any thoughts?
No. Just peaceful, steady hand monkey thoughts.
That's
I
what
should
you
move
need.
my microphone, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you move
yeah,
to the
yeah.
side. So here, we have this tray
tray.
here,
Oh,
which is
okay.
our play area.
Yeah.
Like, you know when you play Beyblades? That is our stadium.
Right.
Yeah, this is the Monkey
I
Stadium.
haven't heard of Beyblades in a long time.
I was really expecting you to say no.
Oh. Well, yeah.
You
but
don't strike me as somebody who's ever played Beyblades.
Let
I
it
had
rip.
younger cousins who were.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were really.
Beyblades are a pretty cool toy, actually.
Hands off, sir.
Okay.
You also don't need the microphone for this. If you
Yeah, you
want
can you can move it right over if you want, whatever's comfortable. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Take a deep breath.
3. And Garsh, you'll go as well after.
Oh, love it.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh yeah, we got a soundtrack. This is great.
Yep.
Oh, the stakes are so much higher now.
Yeah. The music ups things. 45 seconds remaining.
Lots of time.
Yeah, you got one.
Plenty. And you know what? Okay, we lost one, but that's okay. You're still in a good position here.
Look at this! Look at this!
Ooh.
This dangerous grip he's got here. Can we?
Oh no. Okay, it's okay. We've still got lots of
30
time.
seconds.
30 seconds remaining.
We're gonna double up on this connection. It's gonna be, oh,
Lots of time to recover.
This is a great game because it reinforces how important it is to hold hands.
See?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Oh, Garson.
looking for a strong candidate over here.
You got 10 seconds.
10 seconds remaining.
Maybe this guy. Oh no.
You're fine. You're fine.
5 seconds.
Yep.
That could be one.
Oh.
Find the way in. Time.
Yeah.
Okay, three
Three.
monkeys. 3 monkeys.
Wow.
3
Not
monkeys.
too shabby.
That's a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be.
It's deceiving, the type of game.
Yeah. It kind of like reaches this point where they're like you can't get them to
Yeah.
Yeah.
hook on, and you're like you want them to be piled on top of each other.
When they all get flat like that, especially,
It gets a little bit
it's
trickier.
it can be rough.
All right, Garson, your turn.
So it's a little bit about the break too. Like
Yeah, the pour, the initial
Yeah.
pour.
Right,
Yes.
yes.
Yes, it is.
It's
All right,
harder
so-
when you go first. When you're
Garson moving
second,
in.
it's fine.
All right. How you feeling about this?
I feel like I need to do better than my last attempt.
What was your? We'll find
We
out.
can check afterwards. Yeah. All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Here we go.
3.
2, 1. Go.
Ooh, he got the pour. Okay. We see. Whoa, look at that
He's
pour.
got a pretty tall pile there.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Now,
I'm learning from this.
Yeah, you
he's
should've
got a
gone
strategy.
second.
He's going deep. You see that? He's going deep into the pile.
yeah.
Okay,
Maybe
okay.
even scooping So can you have more than one monkey on one?
Yeah.
It does happen.
happen.
Yeah.
Acceptable? You still count those?
Yeah, incidental. I mean, sometimes it just happens, even like it's unavoidable.
We used to not count it,
yeah,
but
right.
now we do.
30 seconds remain. It can also make it harder because when you have two monkeys, it kind of hangs weird, and sometimes it's hard to hook more.
Right.
So it can be a double-edged sword, as they say.
Yeah.
20 seconds remaining.
This is great.
This is looking quite decent. Let's see. I can see he's going for that one guy. He's just got to get in there.
10 seconds.
10 seconds remaining.
Does this count as a board game, Regine?
Sure, why not? It's a game
mean-
board.
Game board.
Oh, I can see he was going for it. It's just not
Is it gonna
hooking
work?
time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 monkeys.
5 monkeys.
Sitting in a tree.
Okay. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
No. Not that kind of show.
So, not too bad. Not too
We
shabby.
tried.
Shall we take a look at the monkey standings to see
Let's
where we all
see.
sit? Looking at the monkey standings here, it's kind of hard to read, so I'll bring it up so that we can see it on our side here.
Monkey.
But, you know, all in all, pretty respectable.
Yeah.
I liked your strategy.
Thank you.
There. So let's see. Garson, last time you were at, let's
I
see.
can't find him.
He must be here. Oh, there he is. Last time, Garce, you were at 6 monkeys.
Oh.
So as are the rules here on the show, your score will remain 6.
Oh,
You cannot
scores
get
only.
worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you can never get lower. We reward the returning.
Right, yeah. Fabulists are all about personal bests.
That's right. That's right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So,
That's
Stephen,
exactly
when
what
you
we
come
said.
back for Silver Lining Day, you
I'll
can
be
redeem yourself.
Beating my 3.
Correct.
Exactly.
Okay.
Did you get 3? I thought you had 4.
3.
Yeah, I think
Three
it was
months?
3.
3 monkeys. Oh, it
He
was
had
3?
4, but 3.
Okay, so 3 ties you with people like Chloe Sabatin, who was just on, Samantha O'Coin, fantastic singer, actress, Gil Tiongson, he was the dad of some singers.
Stage dad.
Yeah. Ginny Wong, great actress. Kayla from PIDC, Athena Park, great singer. So you're in good company,
Okay.
you know? And we're just going to add you in here. And hey, you know what? You can only go up from here.
Yeah, maybe I can even practice at home.
There you go. Do you have it
Train.
at home?
But now you have
But
time.
I could.
I was like,
train.
what?
it's kind of like when you go to some store and you like try, I don't know, for me, like you try a little video game, you're like, I didn't have any craving to play that ever until now.
Until
And now
now.
I want to take it home and play over and over again.
Was that
It's the
like you
it's
with
the competitive spirit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you were like with Duck Hunt?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, we went to
Classic.
my brother and I went to the Toronto Game Expo, and they had a duck hunt competition,
Whoa.
and I like
He
There
did
was-
very well.
there was a high score there, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to get to that, but I'll just whatever. I just start shooting ducks, and the ducks keep falling, and the score keeps climbing,
And the dog's jumping.
and the dog's jumping, but not like mocking me because I was shooting the
Yeah.
ducks, not missing, and like I beat the high score.
Wow.
And there was this moment, like, I don't know if you've ever done competitions like that, but like as you're doing it, like a crowd starts to gather. It's like you're standing there shooting, and like suddenly I notice like people are watching. 3 people are watching. Oh, suddenly like 10 or 12 people are watching.
Oh.
And then like I remember I like beat the high score, and then like I felt locked in, and then I beat the score, and then I could feel my brain taking the foot off the gas because it's like, okay, I've done it, and then, so I lost shortly afterwards. And I remember like one of the organizers came to me, he was like, everyone, we have a new high score, and everyone clapped for me. It was like this really like,
It's like,
And
I
then you
did
took
it,
Duck
I
Hunt
did
home?
it.
You're like, I have to go.
Wait,
Well, no,
wait,
but then-
the story continues.
Oh.
then my brother was with me,
Yeah.
and
Do you see where this
well,
is
you have
going?
a
I think
brother.
so.
Yeah, yeah.
So we my brother basically like, I think that competitive spirit in him was like, I got to beat my older brother. So he locked in, and he beat my high score, and then he knew to keep. He didn't take his foot off the gas, so he like just kept going. And then I was like, oh, I really want to I need to go back. I need to do it again. But I thought in my head, I was like, I know like I was so locked in that I don't think I'm going to be able to get it back. Like
Right.
sometimes there's that moment where like, I don't know. Well, you guys played video games. It can be with other things too. But you ever know that moment in your mind where it's like you feel like almost like you can see like everything's moving in slow
Metric?
motion.
The flow
and
state.
Flow
Yeah.
state for sure.
So like I was there for that moment, and I was like, I know I'm going to be feeling that, like, I don't think I'm going to be able to get it back. So my brother ended up winning the tournament.
Nice.
Thomas
Wow.
said, if only you could lock in on Brawlhalla.
And then he says, when I always beat you. Thomas.
Oh, he's getting some long distance taunting
Love
going on
that.
right now.
And you know what the thing is?
that.
It's not, Thomas, I've never lost a video game. You know that.
Wow.
So, like, I'm
Should we
beaten.
fact check and go through your streams?
I've never lost a match.
That's a whole episode.
I'm just
We don't have time for that.
You know what? The day that the title officially changes and you have the new sign and everything, Regina Lena gets to run the fact checking on
Yes.
how many times you've lost.
I mean, bottom line, I
He's
think
never going to change it then.
I think if we check the replay, we'll all see that even the games where like it looked like I lost, I kind of won like the moral victory.
Right.
Oh,
You
the
know?
moral.
And that's I think that's what's
Yeah,
important.
winning's a mindset. That's it. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's all an
okay.
attitude.
Yeah.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, like if you really take a close look,
He lost but won in his heart.
Yeah.
Got it.
and like in the heart, that's what matters, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
The principle of it.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You fabulous it.
That's what it's all about. 300 episodes. You gotta keep things in perspective. Well,
Ooh, Thomas said, "Why aren't you gold in your on
Your
your
last
last stream?"
it's just a rank, Thomas. We have to look beyond that and see the
Yeah,
truth.
I thought we covered this already,
Yeah.
Thomas. What's going on?
We're already there.
Thomas said, "It's not about the heart. You lost."
I guess we'll wrap up the show in a couple of minutes, but before we do,
Any
Garsh,
projects?
anything coming up? Garsh, I guess I want you to talk a bit about the world of Animal Flow.
Yeah.
Talk about some of that.
One of my favorite worlds.
There you go.
Animal flow.
Animal flow. Well, I did just teach a free class last Friday. Sometimes I put together a sort of special class. It's about creating community because animal flow isn't something that's super popular in Toronto yet.
What
so
is that?
what is animal flow? Great question.
What isn't it, really?
Yeah, it's funny because animal flow looks a bit like a lot of things. It looks a bit like martial arts sometimes. It looks a bit like breakdancing sometimes. It looks a bit like yoga sometimes. It looks a bit like dance, depending on whether we're bringing that intention to how we move. So it's sort of like all those things put together. And that's sort of the beauty of it. It's something we can bring art to, or it can just be about physicality, about testing our strength or flexibility. At a certain point, as with anything that we're sort of putting our time into over and over again, any of our practices, we get to start bringing creativity into it instead of just technicality. That's definitely where the dance starts happening. So animal flow is sort of like yoga, breakdancing, calisthenics. It's got elements from all these systems in it, and it's not by accident. That's what the creator was experimenting with when he started putting together animal flow. So I hope that gives you a little bit of an idea of what it is. And to cultivate community, I teach animal flow in Toronto, so I'm interested in developing more of a world for animal flow here and different communities at different gyms. I work at one gym where I've been teaching animal flow for 2 years, and you start to see a lot of the same people coming in because they're not just into exercise. They're into that feeling of like, yo, what's up, Liz? Like, here we are again at animal flow class that becomes its own community a little bit. So it serves us in a lot of ways in that aspect. And one thing we say about animal flow is it's a personal practice that we love to do together, which I don't know if you could probably say that about tons of stuff, but I think it rings especially true for practices that are really personal. I should clarify that it's you making all the decisions when you're moving. So it's definitely depends on us. Do we even want to practice that day? How do we feel like moving? Do we feel like testing our strength? Do we just want a very relaxing, flowing moment? So it's definitely something that is a personal practice, but I mean, it's sort of like music in this way. Once we start playing with somebody else, a whole new aspect of creation and magic gets in there. When you start, instead of playing with somebody else, you start moving with somebody else. There's a magic of you guys creating this thing together, the synergy of it. So that's sort of how it's a personal practice we love to do together. That's why I do these community classes, to help develop more community. And yeah, if you're interested in trying Animal Flow, hit me up on social media. I'll give you a promo code so you can join one of my classes for free. And if you're a real go-getter, just come find me at Flight Club or at Totem. Flight Club's, given that you're in Toronto or somewhere nearby, Bathurst and Dundas or Spadina and Bathurst. If you're downtown, come find me.
Boom.
So if someone's never done Animal Flow before, what is something that they should expect their first class?
Expect there to be moments where you maybe feel like you need to watch in order to follow along, because there's moments in Animal Flow where we're performing a totally new movement and our body doesn't necessarily know how to execute that. Like, we're like a computer sometimes. If you ask me to, or if you ask my computer to like run up some software, some game that I don't have saved, I need to go and upload that before I can play with you. So you need to watch me to upload that information. That what is this movement that he's doing and why is he calling it an underswitch? There's a certain amount of comprehension that happens when you're learning. So there's moments when people are just like, wow, this is so new. What do you mean underswitch? And it's just like doing something imagine swimming for the first time. Sometimes you're in the water just flapping your arms and legs.
Hoping not to drown.
Yeah, and once we start to do it, we start floating easier, and then we start moving with efficiency. We actually start doing laps. So definitely a little confusion, and usually there's an aha moment where someone goes, oh, I can do this. Typically there's an aha moment too.
What if you can't do a handstand?
Oh, that's totally fine.
Because I see like all your videos, I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Not required.
It's probably that's not a first day.
No.
Probably.
Now do it.
No, that's intermediate / advanced stuff, and it's always an option in my classes, which are an intermediate class or an all levels class is something that I do. Occasionally I'll throw a moment in there where I'm like, okay, if you're doing some of this stuff, here's an opportunity for you to try your handstand, kind of like in a yoga class, or like, and if you want, instead of hopping back to the top of your mat, you can handstand, which you look around the room to see who's doing it.
It's like, you got this.
Oh my God. So that doesn't always come up in my classes, and it is an intermediate thing. It's an option. But once you've been doing Animal Flow for a long time, you start to develop that calisthenic strength to hold your body up on your hands. And I don't specifically mean like a handstand. Like a plank is also conditioning your shoulders and upper body to hold yourself on the ground. Eventually you've done so much of that holding my own weight conditioning that you feel ready to start challenging yourself with movements where you're maybe one foot's off the ground, maybe both feet are off the ground. So that's one way that Animal Flow builds up our strength and confidence to start playing with hand balances.
Cool.
Yeah.
So there you go. Hit up Garson on social media, or I can head down to what was it, Flight Club and
Totem
downtown Toronto.
Jonathan does it too, right?
He does, yeah. He's an instructor.
Do you do it too, Steven?
I've done it with them before, but no, I don't do it as often.
You do
as they
handstands too?
No handstands for me.
Not there yet.
No, but one day.
One day.
Nice.
Keep on flowing. There you go.
What's your favorite animal?
Wow.
Oh.
Sorry, I had to. If
This
it's
is a good-
Animal Flow, I need to ask.
This is a good final question.
Yeah.
Okay, for everybody. You go first, Gars.
Orangutan.
Oh.
Wait. In Animal Flow or in general?
Just general. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Orangutan.
All right, what's your favorite animal?
Dog.
What kind of dog?
A big one.
Like-
any big one.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
what?
Like one that would be okay if it was outside for a couple of days by itself. Doesn't really matter. That's just all. I just love dogs.
Okay.
But I worry about the small ones that might get carried away by a bird or like
Yes.
A coyote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I picking?
Sure.
I think I have to say dog too.
Which kind of dog?
Yeah, medium sized.
It doesn't answer the question.
Well, because I'm not that particular in breeds. I tend to like dogs that look more like wolves than
Like
they.
Cooge.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to necessarily be the color. Like more like long legs, snout. That can run pretty fast.
Horse.
Horse-like. Yeah.
A pony.
Actually, you know what? I feel like if I spent time with horses, I could be convinced that horses are my favorite animal. Because the few times I've spent time with horses, they actually
How
are quite.
often do you
They're pretty cool.
And they're quite
Yeah.
dog-like,
They're
which I
very
didn't
dog-like.
realize. Their personalities are really there.
Yeah.
And I thought this is cool, and they're so big. You know, they're like beasts of like from the fantasy world or something, but they're
Yeah.
real. You know.
Yeah.
But I don't have enough horse experience.
Got it.
So, but yeah, dogs. I mean, I don't know. There's you can't beat a dog at your side. You know.
Yeah. Unless it's a horse. But
Unless it's a horse.
Unless a horse, because then you can also like ride it around, right? Like.
Yep. It
If
can
you have a
help
big dog, you can ride it around. No, you can't.
Cooge was definitely verging into rideability.
He was. I
That's a
mean,
big boy.
yeah. I mean,
was.
that's a.
He sat on me.
He was. He
You
was
guys were there when it
'cause
happened.
he was big, but he didn't realize he was big. You know.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, I can sit in your lap. Of course I can.
Yeah. I'm a
You're
lap
bigger
dog.
than me.
Yeah.
I'm a lap dog.
What's your favorite animal?
I'm scared actually of a lot of animals. Fun fact.
But is there one that you're?
Well, I guess okay. Yeah, so I am terrified of all animals if they come up to me. Like Luna was in our video last week, and I
Yeah.
got a little scared.
Tiny little dog. Wonderful dog. actually.
But my favorite animal, I have two, maybe three. So
You have to pick one.
no, I asked the question so I can make adjustments.
Okay, fine.
If you follow me on social media, you all know that I am obsessed with the Newfie dog. I am terrified of dogs, but my favorite dog is the Newfie dog.
Okay.
Could you? This is going to be one of those embarrassing questions.
It's okay.
What's a Newfie dog?
It is a massive dog that looks like it's here. I'll show
Better
you.
look up. They almost look like bears. They're huge.
I have a picture.
Because I know like a Saint Bernard. I know.
Yeah, I wasn't that familiar with them either. Yeah, they're like
Great Dane.
Yeah, are they bigger? They might be bigger than Great Danes.
They're a big
Holy
boy.
moly.
They're like thicker because they have thick hair.
And
like
they're
big-
globbers.
Yeah, they're
Oh, I love
big,
that.
giant faces. But they're
I'm almost
I'm not sure if
there.
I've ever even seen one in person. Actually,
I've seen. So I'm terrified of dogs. But when I see a Newfoundlander, I don't know what it is, but like I just get all giddy inside. So here's a video of me next to a Newfoundlander.
Oh my
Newfoundlander.
God.
Yeah.
They big.
big.
So I love that dog. And after watching Mufasa,
Oh, okay.
I have a much more appreciation for lions.
They're kind of like dogs too.
So that's out now. Mufasa's out.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I don't think I
Not this
realized that.
again.
Yeah.
You know, though, I wouldn't go and
Sorry.
pet a lion though.
No.
Like,
You know what it is? Maybe I think you're right. I think because if you look at a Newfoundlander and then you look at a lion, they're kind of the same fluffiness around the face.
yeah.
So maybe that's
Look
why.
at that big mane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you're tied between. no, You said there might be a third. What was your third animal?
A dolphin.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
dolphins are
choices.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're water
Blow
dogs.
Bubbles.
they do.
Have you seen those bubble rings they make?
Yeah,
I
they're,
love dolphins.
They're highly
Amazing.
intelligent
Yeah.
creatures.
When
Yeah.
we were in Newfoundland, we went whale watching, and instead we saw like a whole pack of dolphins, and I was so happy. I was like, I don't need to find a whale.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to pick one of those three. Who you pick?
A
it.
Newfie dog.
Okay, that's good.
Coming from
So-
a person terrified of dogs.
So
Yeah.
so three of the four of us picked dogs.
Dogs. Yeah.
Well, that's supposed to be specific. No one was specific.
But I'm not like I don't really
if
have
you were
a
to get
breed.
another dog,
I would get a medium-sized, skinny dog that can run fast, but not so small that it's all yappy. It's like
Oh,
medium size. I like larger dogs too, but I think just that there's that kind of that ideal size that it's about like this
so
height.
not
you know.
Luna.
Not ideally, although like I said, I like pretty much all dogs. But if I was picking, I would pick
Steven.
Probably something basic. Probably like
A golden retriever.
yeah, they just love to eat and chill, but maybe something a little bit more athletic. I don't know, something that likes to run outside. But
A cheetah.
yeah, a cheetah. Yeah, or a mountain lion.
Nice and cuddly.
Yeah.
What was yours again?
Orangutan.
Orangutan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Monkeys in general are pretty cool.
And they have these flanges on their head as they get older. It like turns their head
Yeah.
into like a crater.
Yeah.
That's
The
true.
wackiest looking thing.
Yeah.
And the bigger those flanges get, the better, like the more masculine or something they are.
What was that movie? Planet of the Apes? Don't they have an orangutan?
I think
Or,
they do.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah. There's a. I wonder what that's evolutionarily. What that was. What purpose that serves.
To block your peripherals.
Yeah, honestly, like what?
Like unless is
Where
it,
did they go?
is it something? Is it something like how you know how like for humans like strong cheekbones or like a jaw is considered like attractive?
Yeah.
I wonder if like for them like the bigger their flanges are, the hotter they are.
Would
as
it maybe
monkeys?
that's where the what is this called? Drop no.
Mm-hmm.
The chiseled face comes from. Because
Oh,
it eventually
yeah.
like, goes out and then it
Yeah, I mean
evolves
it's probably
inwards.
yeah, it's probably
what
related.
is this? Your jaw? No.
These are our
Cheekbones?
cheekbones.
Jawline. Cheekbones.
Jawline's
Yeah.
here.
There you go. Cheekbones. I'm like, what is this?
What is this?
I've been sitting across Garson too long. Just kidding, Garson.
Actually, you know what I was thinking about the other day? I was thinking about like how
Did we say we're gonna wrap up?
yeah, but final. This is an important one, I think.
Okay.
You know how like humans, like we obviously like we'll be like, oh, that's an attractive person, and that is well like the ugly stick thing, right? You know what I'm
Not
talking
the
about?
ugly stick.
Yes, yes.
But like, do you feel like animals must have that too, right?
An ugly stick?
No, well, the equivalent.
Probably.
Because like you know how like you know say for example like maybe they okay we got to try to get this this population of this species is diminishing, okay we got to make sure we put a male and a female you know what I mean? But like do you think among animals like obviously we look at them and they generally look like we look 5 lions next to each other, right? And we're all pretty much like yeah we've seen a lion and that's another lion, right?
But in Mufasa, there's a bunch of different types of lions.
But I'm saying even within the same type of lion, I'm saying that to our eyes it looks like the same lion. But do you think lions are like they'll look and be like, oh yeah, that's the hot lion.
I think so.
For
no
sure.
one talks to that lion.
Like, let's look at it. If you look at Scar and Mufasa, they're two different. Even in the cartoon version,
Yes.
they're two different lions.
Yes. But I feel like them differentiating, I'm
Right?
going even further than that. Because that
Who
differentiation.
was the hot lion,
But that's-
Mufasa or Scar?
But they're animated to look different for our benefit, right?
Yeah.
But lions, they don't like. I'll bet you if we said to a lion that every lion looks like every other lion, they're probably like, that's offensive.
You're racist.
Yeah. Like we
Don't be a lionist, okay?
that lion looks nothing like me. And you're like, what do you mean? You have the same color fur and like you've got noses and stuff?
you got noses.
Well, like, you know, the features of a lion. Yeah. But like,
Okay.
you've got to think that like,
Well, okay. What's the most
That's why they
attractive
fight for
dog?
dominance.
True.
That's why they fight for dominance. It's like, oh, that's the stronger of the two. I'll mate with that one.
yeah. But do you think, but even that would be like for like physical strength. But do you think they have like,
But what about penguins? They all kind of look the same.
that's racist.
good
Regina.
point.
It's racist.
Yeah, but penguins do a thing with like the way they build a nest. I mean, like, look how good of a job I did.
Yes.
Think about Birds of Paradise. Have you ever watched like Planet Earth or one of
Yes.
those things?
Uh-huh.
And they have like dances and they show off their feathers, and you can see them reject each other.
Yeah.
So there is something there, and that's not really a dominance thing. I mean, I guess some of them do that, but
They're
I've
like
definitely
Happy
seen ones. That's a penguin.
It's a movie, yeah, but kind of like Happy Feet, where they
Yeah.
like dance.
But what I'm
Oh,
saying
oh.
is,
Sorry.
like, do you think there's moments where like a penguin walks in,
He doesn't walk, Scott. He wobbles.
he waddles in, right? And like all the penguins are just like, whoa, right?
Yeah.
And then other times there's like another penguin that to our eyes it's like it's just another penguin, and they're all just like,
Ew.
oh, oh, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Pingu.
I just thought of that because like we can't see the differences at all, but like maybe they do, right?
Yeah.
And like with pandas, like for example, pandas apparently they're really hard to get pandas to mate because like
They're lazy.
they're so lazy. But what if it's also just like what if there are no like attractive pandas left?
Aw,
Right.
but
And we
pandas are
can't
so
see it.
God.
cute.
You know, what if that happened?
I love pandas. That's my 4th favorite.
Yeah, but what if pandas have a very specific beauty standard and it's not around anymore?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be sad.
I think about this too
IVF.
much probably.
It's fine.
There's something interesting, and it's funny that Regine was saying that little dogs get eaten by coyotes, because I mean that's not actually funny, but it's serendipitous.
Are they the same animal?
Because coyotes and coyotes, yeah, you're right. That's kind of like
I mean, they're all from
your cousins,
derived from the wolf. Yeah.
So something interesting about why or part of coyote mating is that. So when you hear coyotes howl, they do a roll call. This is news. This is something I just found out. They do roll calls regularly just to make sure everybody in the pack is there. If David,
Not David again.
if he misses roll call, the rest of the pack thinks David's
Gone.
just there's like, well, David's dead, or he's not here. So wherever he is, he might as well be dead. That's when female coyotes will get ready for mating. When the roll call goes off, it's a signal to females in the group to prepare themselves to mate because they need to fill David's void.
Whoa.
So the pack has to have certain number of, I know not has to, but like
Should have.
a strong pack should have a certain number of members in it.
Yeah.
So when roll call gets messed up because David's not there,
Damn it, David.
yeah,
See?
that's when the females go, oh, time to find a new David.
Oh,
So you have
Or
to
make
be,
one.
or make a new
David.
Make a
David.
new David.
Make
oh,
David again.
David.
So it's dangerous if you get laryngitis in a wolf pack
Yeah.
because you miss roll call, right?
Oh my God,
That's
they would
right.
be at such
That's
a
right. You have
disadvantage.
to have a healthy voice.
Everyone's like, woo, and he's like,
I'm over here.
And on that note, thank you guys for joining us for episode 300.
You know what? We got to a lot of important topics today, which I think is what we needed to do. You know, we talked about it. Really couldn't have gone any other way. I think.
No.
Every
300
topic.
topics.
300
That's right.
topics.
Before we say goodbye, why don't you guys let people know social media, anything you want to plug, and then let people know where they can follow you guys, anything you want. Take it away.
Garza's Animal Flow.
Yeah.
Definitely come do some Animal Flow with me. But if you do want to just kind of keep tabs on Silver Lining, you can find us at We Are Silver Lining
On
That's just our
socials.
on
handle.
Instagram.
Yep.
Yeah, and on YouTube. I'm not sure if our gear's up on Spotify anymore.
It is.
It is.
check.
Yep. Yeah, we got songs up on Spotify.
When it's
Yep.
on Spotify, is it We Are Silver Lining or Silver Lining?
It's best to search We Are Silver Lining because you'd
Okay,
never believe it, but people like the name
are-
Silver Lining, so there are other bands called Silver Lining.
So we are.
We
Are Silver Lining.
Are
Yep.
the champ.
Other people
But
have,
if you want to do the Spotify thing, the best way to do it is through socials because then you can get to our direct link and you can find it that, and then you can like it or add it to your playlist and
perfect.
Is
figure out
Silver
who's who.
Lining one word or two words?
too.
Yeah, on Instagram, it's all just one. We Are Silver Lining is all one word.
Well, that's
Links to their Silver Lining Instagram is in the description down below. Yeah. So yeah, that's good.
And then I guess follow Jonathan. We'll just plug him in since he's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Follow, sure, yeah.
Maybe you're interested to see John releases videos all the time on Instagram where he's singing and playing guitar or just showcasing his awesome talents. So yeah, following Jonathan Cullen
Nine.
on Instagram would be a
9.
good one.
Yeah.
John Cullen 9.
there. You go.
Boom. Regine, where can people find you?
You all can find me on my Instagram and TikTok at It's Regina Lena. Link is here. You can find me there. You can also find me on pageantcoaching.reginalena if you're interested in pageant coaching. Pageant season is just around the corner. I mean, it starts in February, so a lot of the girlies are already getting ready for their competition. So if you're interested, the link in my bio there has my availability.
Bam.
Scott,
Yeah.
where can people find you?
You can find me right here where you're watching this very video, youtube.com/Scott Dion Brown. It's where you get the sit down. It's where you get gaming streams, although they've been a little bit more sparse, but they'll come back. We just had one the other week.
So you watch Thomas beat Scott in Brawlhalla?
Yeah, he's still traumatized.
Allegedly. All right. You know what? We'll get to the bottom of that, but I have a feeling it'll go in my favor. YouTube.com/Scott Dion Brown. Get the gaming, get the music, get all the good stuff. Check it out there. You can also find me on Instagram, where I post pictures sometimes and reels and stuff like that. Find me on X, where I post almost nothing, but I'm there.
So then don't follow him.
I mean, if you're on X and you want to connect, you can. It's there. But Instagram and YouTube are the two best ones, though. Follow the show. The Sit Down with SDB on TikTok.
Yeah.
The Sit Down with SDB on Insta.
Yeah.
Sit Down Scott on X. The Sit Down.
We're not on X.
Yeah,
we're
we
there,
posted
but we're
there
not.
even less. Yeah.
Don't follow.
The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown on Facebook, and you can also find us on Spotify,
Apple
Podcasts, and a few other podcast platforms.
Thomas also has a really great suggestion.
What's his
Says
suggestion?
next time put Regine's name in front of Scott's.
The Sit Down with Regina Lena and Scott Dion Brown.
And then he says, make plushies of the sit down.
I kind of
Wow.
like that.
And then he says, a history book of the sit down.
Whoa.
That would be kind of fun.
And there'll be a whole chapter on Silver Lining Day that never happened.
I mean, we had several of them. It was good.
we had them on twice in a row, and then we're like, oh, we'll make it Silver Lining Day. And then the pandemic happened.
It's, it ruins everything.
No, but we had them on during Silver Lining Day.
On the pandemic?
Giving us
pandemic.
like
did we do that?
a gift idea hint.
To just
Give them a Silver Lining Day appearance at some point, you know?
so like we never book anything that day because we know
Yeah,
already what the
yeah.
plan is.
I like that.
We'll just block your calendars for
If-
the rest of the time.
You know, that's.
Yep.
Like I said,
annually.
whoever shows up, shows up. If you don't, we'll sit here in silence.
If you don't, it's because you don't care and you're leaving the team out to dry.
There's a
So
bullet.
get it together, people. Gentlemen, thank you guys for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for
It was
coming
a
back.
wonderful time. 300 episodes. What a ride, journey. Regine, good job.
Yay!
Everybody, we'll see you all next week.
Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day. And,
Really?
Yeah,
and
next
Dana
week is already Groundhog Day.
Dana Beto is coming back. She will be on.
We did tell-
we
when she
joked
was
about
on,
having her
yeah.
on Groundhog Day, and she's actually coming. So
We told her
we're
to dress
gonna
up as a groundhog. We'll see.
have her on. We'll see if that
tuned.
happens.
Will she do a musical feature?
Maybe as a
We'll see.
groundhog.
We'll see.
Yes.
She like pop up, and we'll see if the if she
We're gonna,
sees her shadow.
Yeah, we'll see if she sees her shadow, and that'll know if we're getting any more winter and stuff. So
Get
we'll,
any more winter.
I think that's how it works, right?
If it, winter prolongs or not.
Yeah, so we get more of it.
Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
Ariana Grande.
You know.
I believe that's the tradition.
Sorry.
All right, everybody. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you for joining
we like to
us.
we like to end the show with actually I didn't do it this time, but usually when I start the show I have the mug coming like out of the camera, and then we like to have you guys, the guests, end the show by
Cheers the
cheersing your mug at the camera. So if you want, you can grab your mug and you'll and you guys can say your goodbyes, and then you can cheers the camera away. So we'll say bye first. Bye, everybody. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, follow everybody on social media.
Thanks
we'll
for
see you all very
300
soon.
episodes.
Yeah, thank you for 300 episodes, guys. Thank
We
you.
did it.
Thomas, thank you for being so active and being in the chat and all that business. Zach, thanks for stopping by as well. And Thomas, most
Viewed viewer.
viewed viewer. That's right. Live, especially live. Yeah. So thank you guys for being here, and Stephen and Garce, take it away.
Thanks for having us.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Cheers.